Long way, get this shit the long way, shit the long way. Get the long way, hit the long way, 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 shit long way, long shit long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit long finish rich, yeah. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a know she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit a long way. Tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, yeah. Get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slaves, yeah. No, we gotta finish rich, no, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand, niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we got hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit, tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get the shit the long way, yeah. Cause you tryna wrap up a entree, yeah. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a phone way. My name's Atari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done Atari. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I work it, got some money, yeah. Cause we gon' get the shit the long way, long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the pong way, yeah. Man, I'ma get the shit the long way, get the shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. You gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, for yeah. So we gon' get the shit the long way, 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 yeah, yeah, we get the shit the long way, yeah, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah, we gon' get the long way, yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? How you guys doing? If you guys can hear me okay, great. What is up? What's going on? Let me remove this thing here. Remove from studio. What's up, everybody? Give everybody a chance to get in here. Haven't seen me for a while. Welcome. Feeling good, feeling great. What's up, Jay Money? What's going on? What's up? I started early, so I'm going to give people a few minutes and get up in here. All right. Get on in here. All right. So first, let me just introduce myself for those of you that do not know me. My name is LJ Young, the founder of SMD. I am not SMD itself. SMD is a family of people. I'm not SMD. I'm LJ, who happens to be the founder of SMD. Okay. So I just want to make sure there's a distinction. All right. Anyway, I'm here to share my gift. I have a gift. I understand that capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative, okay? This is not a theory. This is not a guess. This is not an opinion. It's mathematical fact, all right? Just wanted to make sure I understand that. And with this knowledge, I understand there's a world, there are people that are called debt slaves, okay? These are people that believe they own something with no money of their own. They live on the negative side of the economy. What I do is I help people come to the positive side of the economy. And then once I bring them here, they understand how it really, then they can see the psychological part, and then they participate in our economy, but from the positive side of it instead of the negative side. Now, if you're thinking, LJ, what exactly is a debt slave? Can you give me an example? So what I do, listen, what I do is give you mathematically correct examples. That means what I'm about to share with you is right. Now, if you don't believe it, that's your problem. Like, If you don't believe it, that's a psychological problem, because you don't believe what the calculator is telling you. So let's put it like this. Say like you're a homeowner, okay? And you guys can all do this with me. Open up the calculator app on your phone, open it up, and you believe you're a homeowner with equity, okay? Open up the calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. All right. You see that large negative number? That means you're owned. That means you own nothing, because you got to think about it. What kind of house? Now think about it. Listen closely. What kind of house can you buy with the amount of money you see on your calculator? You can't. That means they bought you. They bought you for 30 years. It only takes one day to buy a house, not 30 years. Listen closely. It is 100% impossible to buy a house with a mortgage. It doesn't matter what type it is. You can't. That's impossible. When you put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, that's your ownership, that's your equity, and that's your appreciation. That's you. That means the bank bought you. But that's okay. The banks are not big and bad and evil. Listen, that's not true, okay? They're not big, bad, and evil. You're just on the wrong side of the economy. Put it this way, in the financial world, listen, in the financial world, anything outside the calculator, the bank owns. They own all that. They own all that. Everything you see, they own it. That's okay. Hey, I'm here to participate with them. That's it. I'm not, hey, they're big, bad, and evil. Get back at them. And you like debt slaves, you guys have no idea what you say when you talk. Hey, beat the bank. I'm going to get this percentage rate, and they won't be. You're coming to them in the first place for some money, period. You think you're going to trick them? You coming to them to borrow some money, but you're going to trick them. See, what you guys don't even know what you say. That doesn't even make any mathematical sense. But anyway, this is what I do. Okay, so if you ever want to become wealthy, come see me. If you make a lot of money and still can't figure out why you're not wealthy, come see me. Because if you don't know capitalism, listen, put it this way. If you make money, or if you're a dreamer of becoming wealthy, and you don't know capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative, you need to come see me. And then you can be whatever you want. You can make as much money as you wish. It just never ends. There is no end. Like here, let me give you guys an example, okay? Right now, at this particular time in the video, everybody's celebrating the NFL draft. Oh my God, who's going to get drafted? How much is he getting drafted for? You guys are so focused on that, okay? That's called the negative side of the economy. Now I'm going to bring you to the positive side. We're going to step over to the positive side. Now, when I look at the NFL draft, I go, oh, this celebration is for NFL owners for hiring new employees. It's a celebration for the NFL for the owners for their hiring process or something. Why is there a celebration? I don't know. When I go get a job, I don't bring my family to my hiring process. What is there to celebrate? Celebrate that I got a job? I just call them up and say, hey, I got the job. They say, thank you. That's it. But this is on TV. Everybody's families are there. Hey, look, this is the NFL hiring process. See, that's the positive side. So I help you. Say like you notice what I'm saying. Maybe you want to become an NFL owner. You can. Come see me. What if your dream is to be a NBA owner? Come see me. I'll help you do that. You have to do it, though, but I can show you how. I can show you the direct path to do it. All you got to do is come see me. Now you come across a channel like me and you think, who do you think he is? He ain't no financial this and that. All you got to do is that those are debt slave programs. You can't listen to them. Every time you think about that in your brain, you look at the calculator and you say to yourself, but his math is right. I might not like it, but his math is right. Like if you've been in your house for say 10, 15 years, you believe you're owning equity, you think you're about to do whatever all the other debt slaves do, and you open up your calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, and you see that large negative number, you have to accept that you own nothing. That means you are owned. That's what that means. That means you are the equity in the house. It's you. There is no equity without you in it. You come to the positive side, right? You come to the positive side of the economy, and it's like you're a realtor person. You sell everybody mortgages. It doesn't matter. If they believe You sell a mortgage to everybody that believes they can buy a house with a mortgage. That's called business. It doesn't matter. Like I always like to give this example too. Let's go with Dave Ramsey since he's well known, okay? So you guys can see how it works. Dave Ramsey's plan says, hey, pay off everything except the house. When you get down to the house, start putting away 15% into a mortgage. That's what he says, right? But if you open up the calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, you don't have 15% of anything to put anywhere. Now, here's the dilemma. Which one do you believe? You believe what Dave Ramsey says, or you believe what the calculator says? And I'm going to give you a hint. The calculator is never wrong, ever. Nobody in the history of time has ever broken the laws of mathematics, and it's not going to start with Dave Ramsey. So what he's doing, that's a business. So when you come see me, right, you come see me, I will show you how Dave is doing it. Hey, you got to put in work. You got to build your customers' trust. Not saying that he's wrong or anything. I want to make sure it's clear. I'm giving you the positive side business aspect of it. He builds his business and he causes people to trust him, and then you create another business. Nothing's wrong with it. I'm just telling you, if you want to ever be like Dave Ramsey, you got to understand that you can't save money until retirement while having a mortgage. If you're young, put it this way, if you're young and you got a mortgage in your 20s and you pay that house off by your 30s, right? That's the only thing you finance in your life, right? As soon as you pay off your house, say like you got a loan and you were 22 and you got a house loan and you made a determination in your mind that you're going to pay this house off by your 30. Do you know at age 30, you will never have rent or mortgage again for the rest of your life? While everybody around you, all the millions of people believe they can buy houses with mortgages, you will know that they can't, and you will be the only one no, millions of people think rent or mortgage is part of life. It's not. You get to choose it. You don't have to pay rent or mortgage for the rest of your life. All you got to just do is choose not to. Just choose to buy the place you live. You got to buy it though. You can't borrow your way to wealth. That's impossible. Okay? What's up, Andre? So that's what I do. Once you understand the negative side, you're like, oh, debt slaves are the currency. Yes, they are. They're all the currency. You guys are the gold, silver, platinum, dollar bill, euro, Canadian currency, the different colors, all that stuff. Over in the UK, the prince, it doesn't really matter whose pictures on when you see the people's pictures on the money, that means they're running shit. That's what that means. That means, hey, we're in control. Okay, totally understand that. I get it. What's up, Andre? All right, so this is what I'm going to do. So now that you guys understand this, we're going to go into this video. And I like Caleb Hammer's channel, by the way. Make sure you guys understand that this is no negative. There's no negative anything of what I'm saying about Caleb Hammer, of anything. I want to look at it more like promoting this channel because I think he's doing a good job. He does a good job. But what I'm going to do is take you to the higher level so you can understand how that comes about, okay? Now, I understand that capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative. That means debt slaves have zero money. They have no money. It's them, okay? So when I watch Caleb's channel, I could clearly see Caleb understands that his content will never end because there will always be people in debt. So what he does is pick the worst of the worst. Because you guys are all in debt. He can just walk outside of his studio where he lives and just grab one of you guys because you guys are walking up and down. Just, you know how the Matrix movie is? When the people are talking, like the stars are talking and everybody's walking around them. Those people are you guys, debt slaves, but you guys don't know you're debt slaves. You guys are just walking, thinking traffic is normal, everything, think it's normal to finance phones and think you're getting an awesome interest rate on your FHA mortgage and all this other stuff. You guys don't know, none of that is mathematically true, but you guys don't know that. But that's also part of the program because you guys are choosing to stay there by not trusting the calculator. That's the wonderful thing about capitalism is that it's a choice. You either choose to trust the calculator or you don't. And if you don't, that means you don't know that if you don't and you don't know that means you don't know that there's a positive side to the economy. You don't even know. So that also means there's another language that you don't know. It's obvious. So when you guys walk around talking, saying the things you do financially, thinking you can own a house, you can't own a house when your student loans are older than your mortgage. Like if you're listening to this right now, right? Or later, and your student loans are older than your mortgage, you don't own nothing, not even yourself. You don't even own yourself. Okay? Let alone a house that you think take 40 years to pay off. It's bananas. Then you refinance it several times. You are the currency. If you're paying interest on anything, car loans, mortgage, whatever, 401k loans, you are the currency because you're paying interest. Interest tells you that you have no money. That's why you're paying interest. You can walk up to a car lot and say, hey, I'm not going to drop all my, you guys all say the same program, okay? Hey, if the car is $50,000, why would I drop all my $50,000 on the car? Instead, I could invest it in the stock market. You guys say all the same shit, right? You know why you didn't drop $50,000 on the car? Because you didn't have it. If you ever catch yourself thinking that or saying that, I want you to go in the mirror and tell yourself, the reason why I didn't drop all the money on the car is because I didn't have the money to drop on the car. Well, let me make sure I'm clear on this, okay? I am not against mortgages. I want to make sure that's clear, okay? I'm just saying, if you get one, before you even go to the bank and sign up, let me make sure so you guys can understand. Let me bring you to the positive side of the economy so you guys can understand how it works. Your credit reports are really owner ledgers. Credit reports keep a list of all the businesses that own you, okay? So if you go to the bank and as soon as they run your credit report, they see you have old student loans, collections, repossessed car, late on payments, credit card payments. You got about 15 open credit cards and all that stuff. You're owned. That means you don't know because you're owned, obviously. And you don't even know that you're owned. And then you walk into the bank asking for a mortgage. Like subprime mortgages, those are for people that really, really, really don't know you can't own a house with a mortgage. Those are the people that refuse to accept that. They don't accept it. Okay. So anyway, let's get back to the Caleb thing. I went way off. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is do a higher level so you guys can understand Caleb's approach, because he can say things and do things. He can lead the debt slave to where he wants them to lead because they don't know that the language of debt free exists. So they don't know. He's picking these people because they really don't. These are the worst of the worst. So these are the people that really, really, really don't know that they don't own themselves. They really don't know. So they can be abused publicly. Like if you come on that show, be ready to get financially embarrassed for the rest of your life because the internet is forever. It's forever. Okay. All right. So let's get this going. Let's see. Present. Share screen. Okay. All right. Let me bring this up. Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. All right. Let me get this wide. Did I get it wide? Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. In between, I'm going to be stopping and talking, and I might fast forward through it because it's Caleb's content. I don't want you guys to think I'm going to sit here and just play the video because it's his content. I'm just using pieces of it, okay? Nor do I want to take anybody's content. That is not my purpose, okay? I don't want to think, hey, he's just using his content to get, no, Caleb is really good at what he does. That's why he's been successful so fast, because he understands that he knows how to pick the correct debt slave, okay? Because only a debt slave will go on this show and get financially embarrassed, all right? So let's do it.
Years old, live in Denver, Colorado, and this is Financial Audit.
So what do you do 24 years old in Colorado for a living?
So my job's a little bit untraditional. I run a door-to-door sales team for residential solar systems.
Nice. And what are you bringing in on a yearly basis?
Last year was a little bit of a down year, is 179.
Okay, so right off the bat, let me tell you how I look at it. So when I see a young man like this at age 24, to be able to pull $179,000 a year at 24, that tells me he has something. Okay, because that's not normal. That's not normal for a 24-year-old to pull down $179,000. Okay.
179 is a down year. Okay. I think a lot of people would be happy with that down year. What is it? What was it before?
My best year is 208. This year I took a little bit of a risk, made a move to a new city to start the office.
You did? This year. So like just a few months ago?
In November of last year.
How's that going?
This is what tells me this young man has it. He knows to take risks, because that's the only way you're going to get to where you want to go to. You have to take risks that other people won't. Ooh, at 179, I wouldn't take that risk. That's why you'll never be rich, because you're scared. See, he's 24, no kids, no family, no responsibility. So he could just get up, move. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. One of them's going to stick.
So far?
It's going good. It's been slower than I expected. Financial wise, it's kind of cutting a little bit close in terms of where I want to be and the money left in my account. But it's going well. And I think this year will probably be the best one yet.
Same products being sold? Just
Yes.
different locations?
Actually, no. So it's the sunniest, one of the sun.
Okay. So, and give yourself a score 0 out of 10. What do you think your financial situation is right now? And then give yourself a score 0 out of 10.
Now, remember, Caleb already knows his financial is 0 because he has no money. Okay. Remember, debt slaves have no money. That's why they're borrowing money. People with money don't borrow money. They don't have to borrow money. Okay. There's a specific purpose, but we're talking about personal debt. People with money personally don't borrow money because they know that's bad, not good. Okay. That's negative. That's not positive.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously it's all relative. For me, it's not where I want to be. I'm cutting things way too close in terms of debt that I've had to take on. And
let me make sure you guys understand the distinction between this young man's debt and other people's debt. He's using debt to try to progress himself. When you have ambition, you really do pull all your resources to, like, when you say, like, you came up with a creative concept for a business and you know it can be successful, you will pull your resources, you will go into debt to make that happen. Okay. So make sure you guys understand the distinction between personal debt and business debt. You hear him talking about debt and then he associates with a business with it. That's business debt. Do not make the connection with personal debt. Okay.
Had to take on?
Not take on and not where I want to be. I'm cutting things way too close in terms of debt that I've had to take on. And
that you've had to take on?
No, I guess not have to.
Okay.
I guess it's weird because I had a down year, but then this year I've also upped my expenses to the highest they've ever been. So right now I'd give myself like a 3 or 4.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure what type of, he didn't really specify what type of expenses he's talking about. I was waiting for him to mention a business or something. So I'm not quite sure what he means by his expenses going up. I don't know if he's talking about business expenses or personal expenses.
Yeah.
So that's your self-score. Okay.
Yeah.
So taking on debt, what are these debts we're taking on and why are we taking them on?
Well, one is a personal loan that I took on to do a private equity investment.
Okay. Wrong. If you have to borrow money to invest in something, that means you have no money to invest. Investing money into something implies that you have extra money to invest. Okay. So that's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
When?
This was just at the end of last year, barely.
Who talked to you? What was this? What was this? What was this opportunity?
So I don't know how much I can say in terms of like names and everything like that, but it's a medical device company that's gaining traction amongst doctors in terms of the aging in place space.
Okay. This young man has it. Okay. He doesn't know it. He's doing things that other people wouldn't do. Okay. That's called risk. Okay. But He doesn't know you can't do that with no money. This is the only piece this young man is missing. He doesn't know that, okay?
And it's private?
Yes.
You're essentially you're venture capitaling, but based on a loan you took out, a personal loan.
Not the smartest.
No,
definitely not the smartest.
Would you not do it again if you did it, or what?
Well, I guess it remains to be seen, right? Because with private equity, it can 10x, 100x, or you can lose all your money.
Okay, that young man's running the program. 10x. See that word 10x? Grant Cardone started that. You can 10x. See just the little slogan stuff. That doesn't mean anything. Okay, just don't.
You can lose all your money, right? So
when you do that, though, it's usually when you have a ton of money and you're like, all right, I'll write $100,000 check because I don't care if it burns or not.
Exactly.
But you took out a personal loan for this, meaning you have to pay it back.
Yeah. And it's at 7%.
Oh,
dude,
my goodness.
So it's like, okay,
let's fast
3 or 4 months. It was like a short-term thing. Yes.
Okay.
And now it's been almost a short term. Pay it off before the end of the year and only take it out for 3 or 4 months. It was like a short-term thing. Yes.
Okay.
And now it's been almost a year.
When you go to the bank and they run your credit, because you guys don't know your credit reports are on a ledger. So this young man goes to the bank and he wants to borrow some money and he's going to take out a short-term loan. The bank already knows he's not going to pay it back on time because of his credit report. So they're going to give it to him knowing that he's going to go past the due date to where all the crazy interest goes in. So like when you go to a store, so like you go to a mattress store and they say 90 days, same as cash. Okay. That's only for people that have no money, because if you don't have the cash today, you're not going to have it in 90 days. And they know that because only people that don't know would say, hey, 90 days, same as cash, 1 year, same as cash. That's what you think, but that's not true. Okay. There's a 99% chance if you don't have the money today, you're not going to have it at the end of 90 days. You're not going to have it at the end of 12 months. They already know that by one look at your credit report. Okay.
So okay.
It'll be paid off. It definitely.
Well, it damn better be. I mean, what?
It's not.
That'd be terrible if it wasn't paid off. I mean,
it's not. It's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
That's like the lowest expectation.
Guaranteed. Okay, well here's the problem though. So with
better be $179,000. So
okay, well here's the problem though. So with solar, when I was selling before, it was a short-term sale. I talk to the customer, we sign them up, they get installed the next day for their system, and I get paid.
Okay, this is where he starts making an excuse of why he's in debt. Okay, those are excuses. It's because of this, because of that person, they didn't do that. They say when he's pointing outside of himself when he should be pointing inward, not outward. It's because of them. It's because of this person. It's because of that person.
Paid the next week, right? And I do anywhere from 10 to 20 of those every single week, and then I cycle.
This person alone.
Yeah. That's true.
You either bring in this much money on a yearly basis or you don't.
Yeah, that's true. So it's kind of a locate. I bought a car for moving expenses to it's kind of an interesting thing. So I had to pay for moving expenses to relocate. I bought a car, which I shouldn't have, but I did because I wanted to be able to.
See how he used the word bought? He didn't buy anything. He financed a car, which puts him deeper in debt, okay? Deeper. But he doesn't know psychologically, he doesn't know that.
Get up the mountains and go ski. So that was the thing. My
need to buy a new car to do that.
Never forget, he's 24, okay?
Yeah.
To go uphill.
Storms and stuff, it gets pretty bad.
Okay.
Pretty dicey.
Okay.
States in Colorado, I'm sure, right? When there's snowstorms and stuff, it gets pretty bad.
See how he's justifying his finance vehicle? That's a program, debt slaves. You guys all do that. Hey, I need it for this. Just in case of that. So then you justify in your brain to finance a car that goes down in value. Listen, what you guys don't know is this, okay? You have to finance a car. So what that means is that anytime you want a car, you have to ask the bank for permission first. You can't go past that. You have to ask the bank permission first. And then they basically, since you don't know not to finance cars, right? You don't know that you're financing a car that goes down in value at an interest rate based on your gross income with negative equity rolled into it. You know what that means? That means you're never going to own a car. That car you're driving off the lot that you think you got it on for sale, you got it for sale, you didn't. They bought you with the car. Do you understand? That's how it works. When you come to the positive side on it, that's what you do. You sell them cars. You want to finance a phone, you create a business that allows debt slaves to finance phones. That's how you become successful. They finance shoes, clothes, computers, everything. They finance everything. You come up with a business for them to finance it. That's what you do. That's how you make your money.
Okay.
Pretty dicey.
Okay. Snow tires. Okay.
Yeah, I did get it. Once the ball gets rolling, once I have the pipeline full and I keep it full, then there's no 2 to 3 month gap. It's just right at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I moved to Colorado. Okay. And so we had to set up the office. I had to figure out the market, figure out a new product, because I went from one that I knew really well.
Ambitious. You see what he's doing? I want you to debt slaves, especially you young 24-year-olds. If you're looking at this man and say, oh man, he's crazy, you're going to see him. He's getting in debt, but he's doing a couple of stupid things, but the majority of it is to create a business. He already knows that the only way to get wealthy, you have to create a business to sell the debt slaves so they finance your shit. Here, let me give you another example and we'll move on. You see Tesla cars everywhere now. They're everywhere. 99% of them are financed. You know what that means? They're not saving money on gasoline at all. They're not. They didn't, if the car is financed, that means they didn't even have the money to buy the car. So they had to finance the car. And what that also means, when they go to a charging station, guess what they're being charged? They're financing the charge because they had no money to buy the car. The psychological part is this. They don't know that. They don't even know.
Well, and I knew how to sell.
Where'd you move from?
Atlanta.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So a new product that I didn't know how to sell in a new place. So I had to learn the process. I had to learn the sales cycle. It was slower than expected at first, but right now I have about 60 or 70K of commissions in the pipeline.
Good.
Right. That's if they all get installed. Right now we have some attrition.
Before tax, basically. Thick month comes.
The next one hits. Right.
Yeah. So
and hang out at and learn more about the job and things like that.
Okay.
So
the business doesn't pay for those.
So that's part of how it works. Is I'm essentially almost running my own business. Okay. So I get paid this big lump sum, but I take care of a lot of the expenses. They pay for some of it, but a lot of it's out of my pay.
Are you in a pyramid scheme that's actually generating you money?
No.
Okay.
No. I see some of the
other people who want to know more management. We have a lot of different things here. Is that the Delta community?
Yeah, there's 2 of them though. I have a business. One of them is personal. My business. The other one's personal. I'm not sure which one you have pulled up.
It says personal. So
okay. Yeah.
Okay. Is that something $758, $38, $83?
Wait, let me hear. I'm gonna hear his expenses.
So in savings, it actually started at 5,163, ended at 4,989. It's not like a big decrease by any means, but why is it decreasing? Why are you taking up $58, $38, $83? Usually not a good sign.
So that account is where I store my security deposits for my rental property. And
okay. This kid, he's just confused. Okay. He knows he's supposed to be going this direction, but he's just confused. He's kind of half listening to debt slaves, but he's still kind of listening to successful people. But he's confused because he's still doing things that he shouldn't be doing. But he's 24. But always remember this. He's 24. Time is on his side. He is allowed to make mistakes because mistakes are how you grow. Making the mistakes are how you grow. So say like you start a business and you cross over from being a W-2 worker to owning your own business, 99% chance you're going to mess up on your taxes because you've never been here. I'm sure that's easy for the IRS to see people that don't understand taxes. And when they get submitted, they will clearly be able to see that you don't understand how it works. That's going to happen. Those are mistakes. The IRS is going to let you know if you made a mistake. Okay. And remember, mistakes, when it comes to like taxes, mistakes and things that are on purpose are easy to see. Okay. I want you guys, when you're debt slaves, you guys don't really understand that because the taxes are you. So when you cheat on your taxes, you're cheating on yourself. Okay. And you don't know that. All right. And so when you mess up and you try to cheat, the math is not going to match. And nobody breaks the laws of mathematics. Nobody. But debt slaves believe they can. Okay.
It's also where I put the additional CapEx expenses. So when I get rents, I take
bad cash on cash return at least.
It's not as great as it could be, but
cash return when I take out leverage.
2,700 is the total rent I collect.
I was gonna say that's incredible.
Yeah, no, I wish. That'd be insane.
Wait, hold on, let me go back. I'm sorry, you guys.
We have a lot of different things here. Is that the Delta community?
Yeah, not sure which one.
Let's see. Savings balance forward. Is that something? It actually starting. It's not like a big $3
or my security deposits for my rental property, and it's also where I put the additional CapEx expenses. So when I get rents, I take. So my mortgage is $2,050. It cash flows to $2,700.
Okay, I want you to listen. Okay, those are words. Okay, as soon as he mentioned mortgage, that means he owns nothing right off the bat. Now he's about to tell you how he's cash flowing. You cannot cash flow from a mortgaged house. You can't. That's impossible. But he believes he is. He doesn't know he's missing something. If you don't have the money to buy the house, you cannot cash flow from a house that you didn't have the money to buy. You can't do that. That's what the calculator says. But he believes he can. That's part of the program on the negative side. You guys all believe that. You guys believe you can own equity in a mortgaged house when that's 100% mathematically impossible. You can't do that. Who said that? Your friends?
So I take the remainder and I put that in that account. But last month,
it cash flows 2,700.
Sorry, cash flows 700.
Exactly, Andre. Grant Cardone is brilliant. Words like cash flow, 10x. That's not money. Those are words. Okay, cash flow is not cash. 10x is not cash. That's a number.
2,700 is the total rent I collect.
I was gonna say that's incredible.
Yeah, no, I wish. That'd be insane.
Wait, what's your mortgage on this thing?
$2,050 every month.
That's some cash flow, isn't it?
$700.
That's a bad cash on cash return, at least.
It's not as great.
There is no cash flow on a mortgage property. Zero. Now, for a debt slave to come over here and hear that, that's really hard to comprehend. I know it is. It's like, what? What the fuck are you talking about, man? You can't do that. And all you got to do is open up your calculator, put in your mortgage rental payment minus your mortgage rental balance and hit equal. You see that large negative number? That's your cash flow. That's your equity. That's your ownership. That's right there. Now, it's going to be, hey, listen. It's going to be hard to like, what? Wait a minute. Everybody told me I could do. No, those are called debt slaves living on the negative side of the economy. That's where they live. Debt slaves believe they can own with no money of their own. It doesn't matter what they believe. Who cares? I'm trying to make sure you don't become one of them or stay one of them. That's my job for you. Bring you to the positive side. You're like, oh, this is how it all works. Yeah, this is how it all works. And then you don't have to say, hey, I want to make 6 figures. You could say, I want to make the same money as Jeff Bezos. I want to be like Warren Buffett. I want to make that kind of money. I can help you do that. You want to be like Warren Buffett? Come see me. I'll help you be like Warren Buffett and his buddy. Isn't it pretty obvious that they know something that you don't know? I'm telling you what it is. Capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative. That's what they know that you don't. That is it. There's nothing else special about them. I mean, they specialize in what they do, but I'm talking about the main base, everything is math. That's the foundation. Math is the foundation. If you don't have the foundation, the foundation is zero. Okay, let's say it like this. -1, -2, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. If you're over here, there's no foundation. You can't do anything. You got to get to 0 first before you can build. They taught us all this in elementary school.
Great as it could be, but I bought it to live in it. And then I ended up moving right at the end of the year. So I bought it in February of last year.
For an investment property.
I bought it to house hack it. So I was going to live in the basement and have people rent out upstairs.
Gotcha.
And then now I just have the whole thing.
I was going to say, because like I do minimum 12% cash on cash return when I take out leverage for a house. And I have like a mortgage. It's like $90,000 in it. Cash flow is just about that.
Which actually, I was interesting
stuff. So
in the account, but I think that month I had
the entire month.
Yeah. I don't know which was that the previous month that you got there, or is that showing for February? Okay.
Cash return when I take out leverage for a house, and I have like a mortgage.
Now, if you guys want to watch it whole, because I'm gonna be skipping through it. I'm not gonna be. How long is this video? Like almost 40 minutes. No, I'm not gonna do that.
It's like $90,000 in it. Cash flow is just about that.
Which actually,
cutting it close is something different than what this is. This isn't cutting it close. This is draining.
So what is it? What is it exactly that we're seeing go out?
What did you say? You started at 60 or 40?
40.
Yourself paying off some cards. Legacy partners.
Legacy partners is that's my rent.
Oh geez, you're paying your rent through your business account.
So that's probably something I need to change.
That is something.
He's a confused, smart kid. He's confused though. He just need a little bit. He need SMD. He really does. I figure if a kid like that comes to me, listen, if a kid like that comes to me and I show him the piece that he's missing, and then he's going to come back and watch this video, you know how embarrassed he's going to be? He's going to be embarrassed. But that's the type of guy that will take that and twist it and use it and say, hey, see the way Caleb interviewed me? This is how I used to talk about money. But now that I came to SMD, this is what I know about money.
When I first set it up, the justification was the whole reason I moved to Denver was to start this office there. So
I don't think that's going to hold up in the taxes.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you can if you do
a portion of it, because I do use a lot of
the office space.
Yes, there's and it.
Want to look at on your
That's the
phone?
Business credit card.
Okay, I can look at that. Yeah. The very, very recents on your phone.
Yeah, this would be.
Okay, well, you clearly don't have. Do you pay this off every single month?
Pretty much, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's a lot of money. And
wait, I'm sorry. Go back.
Very, very recents on your phone.
Yeah, this would be here.
The balance went up from the statement. Okay, well, you clearly don't have. Do you pay this off every single month?
Pretty much, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's a lot of money, and I don't see that coming in.
All right, let me see.
So that's why the business account was getting drained. $25, Raising Cane's. Lots of gas, but you drive a lot for your job.
Yeah, and I'm on the road. Yeah.
McDonald's, Chick-fil-A.
Okay, that's the normal stuff that debt slaves buy.
Path right now, and if this money doesn't,
couple weeks. Like I said, I've had a couple. So that was at the beginning when I first moved out to Denver.
Oh man, I'm going way off.
I know right now.
Sorry, you guys.
I shouldn't be doing it. I'm in a tight spot, but I don't want to.
HelloFresh and all the. It really does. It's strapping on the big boy pants. And we're like, okay, we're going to act like we're 24 years old and not 17.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's
being demonstrated so you can afford it. I'm down for spend the fun money that you have, absolutely, that you can afford as long as we're investing a bunch of money and we're doing all this stuff. But right now we're just draining every account. And we're just like, we do have investments. I'm happy with this at your age. So this looks like this is with Fidelity. We have
remember, debt slaves have no money to invest. Okay, so he's still doing it wrong. It looks like he's investing, but he's not.
Roth and then just a taxable account. Yeah, cool. When I max out the IRA.
Now with this, I'm happy to see the 47,178. So we can celebrate that. What is that invested in?
Just S&P 500, not index fund, ETFs.
Okay,
and then some.
Now, the average person would see that amount of money and say, "Wow, he's got a lot of money invested." That's borrowed money. The money that you're seeing right there, that's the bank's money. That's borrowed money because he has no money. I know it looks like that. His name is on the account. What that really means is he's just responsible for that money to be paid back. Who's responsible for this $47,178? Him. That's borrowed money. That's not his money.
You know, world. Oh. There's two of them. I can't remember the exact ones, but one's like a broad world index fund, and then the other one is the S&P.
Oh, okay. Then 17.
Now you listen to him, you think he sounds pretty smart, huh? You're like, that dude must know what he's talking about, because just listen to the way he's talking. He doesn't know that he has no money to do any of what he's talking about. That's the difference between the positive side and the negative side. I know for a fact he doesn't know what he's talking about, because he doesn't know you can't invest money when you're in the negative. You can't do that.
$15,000 in crypto?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was a lot more.
If you're investing in cryptocurrency and you have student loan debt, you're the cryptocurrency. It's you. Because you cannot invest in cryptocurrency while having student loan debt or a mortgage or credit card or collections. You can't.
I bet I would rather have a fully funded emergency fund.
I would too, but I can't exactly
yes, you can
sell all the crypto.
See, when you guys hear debt slaves talking to you guys, when you guys hear somebody say, hey, you need a fully funded emergency fund, you don't even know how much debt you're in. So you have no idea what that means. Those are buzzwords. Hey, fully funded emergency. You guys don't know what that means? When you hear that, this is what I want you to do. If you're a person like that and you hear, because I know you're saying it to yourself. When you hear somebody say, hey, you need a fully funded emergency fund, you're thinking in your head, how much is that? That's your first thought. How much is that? You guys really don't know. And then you got to remember, they already know that you don't know. So then they put some numbers on the screen and says, it's this. 3 to 6 months rent and cable bill. And this, all you got to do is turn to yourself and say, do I know how much debt I'm in? If you don't know how much a fully funded emergency fund is for you, because you don't even know how much debt you're in. So that's why they just throw that out there. They already know that you don't know the answer, but you don't know the answer.
So
yes, you can.
I could,
yes,
but it's down so much right now. It's
sure
gonna go back up.
And you do not know that.
No, we don't know for sure.
I do. You know how I know? Because the stock market is you guys. You guys are the stock market, debt slave. The stock market couldn't exist without you. You're thinking me, you're probably thinking yourself, yeah, because when you invest in the stock market with no money, that makes the stock market you. You get it? I don't tune into channels and all these people with screens on the back with graphs and shit like that. That's a stage for you guys to come to the channel and you see all this stuff that you clearly don't understand, right? So you guys believe it. When I see that stuff, all of that stuff is you guys, debt slaves. Big companies that you think big companies could exist without you? Of course not. So that makes it you.
No.
But if it really came down to it, if I was not able to pay my rent, or if, credit card debt was piling up, then I would sell it.
Well, I just hope it doesn't.
I've never had to sell investments to pay bills before.
I hope not. Unfortunately, we're close to that place. I hope you just don't. And that's just something we don't know. Tell me about this. It will do it. And that's just something. Have like a big crash before you. Close to that place. I hope you just don't. I hope it just doesn't have like a big crash before you need to do it. And that's just something we don't know.
True. No one knows.
Yes, we do. I know. You know what I'm doing? I'm waiting to see when the president reinstates student loan debt. That's when shit is going to shift. Okay? That's pretty obvious to me. Because listen, I know you guys haven't been paying nothing for over 3 years. No student loan debt. You guys been financing more stuff. So when they come back, something's going to go, something's going to shift. I'm just waiting for the president to say it. That's all I'm waiting for.
That's for sure.
Say it will. We can't say it's not. I don't have the same for him. Tell me about this stupid business loan or personal loan. It's the amount.
Now you see how Caleb corrected himself? He said stupid personal loan, because there's a difference. Business loans are not stupid as long as you got a plan, okay? Make sure that's clear.
What's left in principal is $19,000 200 and some change.
But why? No. What was it?
That was
the total amount. What was the total?
Oh, the total amount was 25,000.
You just put that into this company?
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
The valuation's doubled since I did it.
Cool. Sell out.
50 mil now.
What? What's he talking about?
Just put that into this company?
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
The valuation's doubled since I did it.
Cool. Sell out.
50 mil now.
Then sell it. Why are you laughing?
Why don't you take your 25,000 hours in winnings?
Yeah,
Then if someone wants to buy
out.
your stake,
Do that.
A guy who's way smarter than me, whose opinion I respect, said,
a guy's whose opinion is way smarter than me. It says who? That kid doesn't even know. Listen, there's a 99% chance the person that's feeding him information is a debt slave, obviously, because the person didn't tell him. This person that's so much smarter than him didn't turn to him and say, hey, you can't invest with no money. You have no money. But if the person told him that he can invest while having debt or invest in using a loan, that person's a debt slave, obviously. And this 24-year-old, he doesn't know he's listening to a debt slave. He doesn't know that.
with private equity investments, they either go to zero, and if you less than 10x, you might as well not have done it.
Yeah, but you're paying 7% on this. What is your minimum monthly payment?
On the loan, $756, I believe.
God damn. Okay. Oh,
so mortgage of $2,052. What's penthouse?
That's my rent.
What?
Oh, that's right, because you have that house you lived in before, and then
Yeah,
and the tenants pay the mortgage. Okay, yes.
Yeah, so that's the one that's cash flowing $700. Yeah.
Right.
And I just put that. I reinvest all of that. I just don't even. Act like it's real.
You make money. Why didn't you just instead of?
I'm with Caleb on this. It's hard to watch because this kid has it. Look at the money he's making. He has it, but he's messing up bad. He's messing up so bad.
Instead of borrowing at 7% you just put $25,000 towards it. There's no reason you shouldn't have had $25,000 laying around.
I didn't at the time. Well,
yeah, but there's no reason you shouldn't.
Okay, I did, but it would have put me in this position where I'm close to the breaking point. But
put you in the position to be on Caleb's show. You're already here. If you're on Caleb's show, you're there. That's why you're here on his show.
Then
clearly just everything's messed up then.
What I would say is if I was going to invest in something again, I'm taking out a loan every
What is this? Forerunner.
That's the
Is that a car payment?
Yes,
yeah.
Of course.
I didn't have a statement for that either.
Of course, he's hiding it from you, Caleb. He already mentioned it. He said, I don't know how Caleb didn't catch it the first time. He said, because earlier he said, and I bought a car. Well, he has no money. So that means bought in his brain it means bought. But in the real world, it means finance because you have no money.
I think I sent you that in the debts I had, though.
I don't necessarily look at those.
Hey, listen, you know what? Have you noticed this? I want you guys to pay attention to something. Caleb is not going in on this guy like he does normally. Like, look at his past videos. He will make jokes about people. He will just abuse them. But I want you guys to pay attention. He's not doing that to him. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this young man has it. People at 24 are not making the money he's making moves. He's trying shit. I know what he's doing. He's trying to see what sticks, but he's doing it wrong. That's all.
Is that my budget that you're looking at?
Death. $657 a stupid month.
If you have a car payment, you should be financially embarrassed. I'm gonna say that one more time. If you have a car payment, you should be financially embarrassed. You know what? And you know what's worse than a car payment? A phone payment. If you have a finance phone in your hand, don't tell nobody. Just say you bought it. Don't say, hey, I'm making, never, listen. Don't ever in public say you financed your phone. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. Anybody ask you, hey, how'd you buy your phone? You say cash, even if you didn't. Because there's people like me standing around you, and then you finance the phone. That tells me everything about your finances because you financed the phone. What are you doing financing a cell phone? What's that? What's the purpose of that? Did you 16? You just started working? You just get your job? You just now get your first job? The only people that are not going to have a phone to buy in cash is a 16-year-old getting their first job. That's the only people that will probably finance a phone.
What possibly? Also, your penthouse is ridiculous. It's in the middle of like Denver, the top of a building.
Yeah, it's a corner.
I'm sure it's fantastic. Invite me over sometime, but that's so stupid.
Hey, listen. In his defense, I did the same thing, but I did it in my 40s. I went and got a place in a high-rise building because I wanted to show the world that I made 6 figures. I did the exact same thing, okay? So luckily, he's getting it out of his system at 24, okay?
Oh, that's ridiculous.
You're stupid. Absolutely.
Whenever you're in Denver, hit me up. It's a 2-bedroom.
What do you say?
Whenever you're in Denver, hit me up.
My
it's a
God.
2-bedroom.
Ridiculous.
Whenever you're in Denver, hit me up. It's a 2-bedroom.
You hear Caleb's breathing? Because he doesn't know what he's saying. It's horrible. When you hear people talk like that, you're like, oh my God. Will you shut? Caleb just want to say, fuck, this is my show. Will you shut up? Stop talking like that. Oh, this is my show. Okay, I forgot.
Square footage?
I got to hear one more
Hit
time.
me up. It's a 2.
One more time.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Whenever you're in Denver, hit me up. It's a 2-bedroom.
Square footage?
1900.
Okay. Oh,
it was way nicer of a place than I've ever gotten before.
I'm sure.
The only reason that I did it
what?
is if I'm going to be interviewing and hiring guys and saying, hey, like, you should come do this. You can make really good money.
Fake it till you make it.
Not being from there, I wanted something tangible I could show them.
Translation: fake it till you make it. That's what you guys all say and do. Do you understand that? You guys all say it. That's like, fake it till you make it. You got to do this. Scared money don't make money. Those are words. That's like, that don't mean nothing. Do you guys understand that? That means absolutely nothing. Nothing. Those are just words that you guys don't even know that you're saying. What you really want to say is, this is all you got to be honest with yourself. I don't have the money to buy a house. I don't have the money to buy a car. I don't have the money to buy a phone. Until one day you're going to learn, you're going to wake up and say, hey, I'm tired of saying I don't have it. And then you'll change it. I can help you accelerate that process. You'll thank me for the rest of your life, If you make money and you don't know capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative, come see me. If you ever want to become wealthy and you don't know this, come see me.
I love all your attempted justifications.
He's right. That's what they are. I know it too.
What is your total balance due on this Forerunner?
31,500 and some change.
$31,000.
What's the interest rate?
7%.
Dude, what are we doing? Why are we taking out an additional stupid loan at 7%?
He knows. Notice, Caleb is not getting in on this guy like he does other people because he knows this young man has it. He's just lost.
When we have a car loan, buddy, you're just making me go crazy right now.
Me too.
It's just, I feel like I'm just losing my mind. Okay. Death. COL, basic COL. What's that?
That's it's the Excel formula to just show like what my yearly expenditures are.
Okay.
That Excel spreadsheet means nothing because he's in debt. He doesn't even know. That just looks like it's something, but it's not.
So before this year, what is it, like 107?
The majority of people's spreadsheets are it's just a list of how much they owe the bank. That's it. It's nothing more than that.
A year that it's showing
106.
106. Yeah. Up until this year, I was spending like less than 50,000 a year, making over 200 grand.
We'll go back to that.
You see what I'm saying? 24 years old. That's not normal. That's not, you don't make $200,000, $250,000 at age 24. Not many people do that.
What?
The rent's killing me.
Because now
the rent is killing me.
Your total is $15,000 more than your income in terms of what's going out. Your expenditures are lower, and your minimum that you have to pay. And you didn't even include your minimum monthly payment on your debt, on the business cards. No. You didn't include the minimum monthly payment on your $25,000 loan you took out.
No, I did actually. So that's
you're right. Okay. Yeah. So with everything, then what you need to survive, and we're throwing it out there on screen in terms of what his budget is that he laid out for us, $8,000.
To spend that much, that's just what I've.
No, of course not. But that's what you've signed up for, and you are.
I'm sorry.
$880 a month, dude.
I wouldn't say anybody needs to spend that much. That's just what I've.
No, of course not. But that's what you've signed up for, and you are forced.
Okay, let me make sure it's clear. It's nothing wrong with spending that kind of money when you have it. If you have it, do it. But when you don't have it, you don't. But the problem is this. This is why this young man, he has it. You guys don't really get it. This young man has it. He just doesn't understand. What he's doing is making all this money, but he's spending it just as fast by financing stuff. He wants to show the world that he's making $250,000. He doesn't know money doesn't have a look. Money is not a look. When you have money, money can look like whatever you want it to look like.
Forced to pay on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
Or else bad things. All right. I'm going to say that on average last year, I mean, of course you would write off taxes here and there, but on the most average month last year, and this was before your income dipped by moving. Mm-hmm. I mean, the last few months of last year, yeah. But about $9,666 after taxes, after setting money aside for taxes. Yeah. And you are doing that well, correct? I don't have an account right now.
So, my incoming tax liability, I talked to my accountant earlier this week.
Last year?
Is $19,400.
Surprised you got it down to that. That's not bad.
He's good at what he does.
I'm with Caleb on this one. Okay, this is what you guys don't understand. When you're on the negative side, you believe taxes are bad. You think they're evil. You believe taxes are the one that's keeping you down, and then you start cheating on them. The reason why you're cheating because you don't understand that taxes, the word taxes is positive and negative. You're on the negative side of taxes. You need to come to the positive side of taxes. Taxes help build wealth. They don't take away. They only take away when you don't understand how they work. That's how it is. By him not paying his taxes, that also says he doesn't know he's missing a major piece. If you don't understand how taxes work, don't start a business. If you don't understand how taxes work, do not start a business, because taxes are the foundation of the whole thing. It starts with taxes. You have to understand why it's in place. There's a reason. When you come to the positive side, you understand taxes are debt slaves. So cheating on taxes is like cheating on yourself. That would be dumb. That's like if you had money in one pocket and you put your hand down in your pocket and you pulled out a 20 and closed your eyes and then put it in your left pocket. You think you stole some money, but you didn't. Why? Because you closed your eyes?
I don't know how he does it all.
But of course you don't have that money.
Of course not. No.
Yes. Congratulations. The not yet.
Luckily for him, he knows how to make money to catch it up. Okay, 19,000, yeah, but he knows how to make money, so he can get that shit caught up. Okay, he can do it.
Yeah, it keeps playing. But guess what? With that taxes and with the crap you're already behind on and just replenishing your accounts, that not yet turns into you gonna have $0 left.
So right now, do we have a total of all those? I want to say
Of what?
Of all the debts that I have. And then there's 11,000 in student loans, but there's 0% interest right now, no payments.
Yeah, but that's about to start up.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Let me hear that one more time.
And then there's 11,000 in student loans, but there's 0.
If you make $179,000 a year, what are you doing with $11,000 in student loan debt? What are you doing with that? While at the same time, look, this is what I want you guys to understand. Then they bring you up an investment account. You see 47,000, you're like, wow, that money's not there. That's a digital screen. That's not money. When they bring up a screen like that and you see an investment account and money, those are digital numbers. That's not money. When you guys go to investment channels and people do the same thing with all these screens and, hey, this is that, and I got that, and this and that. Those are digital numbers. That's not money. None of that's money. This is all you guys have to do. If you ever want to trust somebody with your money, all you have to do is ask to see their personal credit report. That's all you got to do. It will show you if they own the business of themselves. That's what it'll show. So if you put it this way, if you're buying financial advice from a person that has student loan debt older than their financial business, you're buying advice from the negative side of the economy. That's what you're doing.
0% interest right now, no payments.
Yeah, but that's about to start up.
Yeah.
Real quick. Probably like $150 a month in a monthly payment.
Yeah. As soon as interest kicks back up, and those are I'm just gonna pay him off, but probably do the.
He's gonna pay him off as soon as the interest kicks back in. See, you debt slaves, you guys don't even know what you're saying. Don't even know.
Car and the personal loan is gonna be the first one to go.
Ridiculous.
I hate that one too.
Oh, so stupid. Oh,
so stupid.
I'll accept that. That's fair.
Of course you're gonna accept it.
I just have no other word for it.
There is no word. There are no words.
Risky? Is that a right word?
No.
Certainly.
If I told you that if numbers go the way they're projecting, I have a clear path to make over 350 this year, would you be a little bit?
No, because that's from your imagination. That's what listen, I want to show you guys what you debt slaves do. Instead of looking at the present moment, which is the only moment that will ever matter in your life, you project yourselves. You project yourselves into the non-existent future. When you clearly have you clearly have no money today, but for some reason you believe you're going to have it there, but you don't have it here. See what I'm saying? That's a program, debt slaves. There's nothing anywhere. What are you looking at? Like when you go to, say you go to your job, right? And then they put you into this retirement plan, and then they send you all these statements, right? To say, hey, if you keep on this track, you keep contributing this amount of money per year, you're going to have this much money in 30 years. What? Who said, where you get that information from? And then listen, they send you all these statements, right? Saying, hey, you're on track to save an X amount of dollars and this and that. And then 5 years later, the economy does a hiccup, and then you lose all your 401k money. You know why you lose it? Because it wasn't yours. It didn't exist. It never existed. That's why it disappears. Because say like you worked at a job for like 10 years, right? And you contributed just like they said, and it added up to excuse me. And it added up to $100,000. Okay, I'm just 5 years. Let's go 5 years. You contributed so much it added up to 10 years, $100,000. Okay, with interest and everything, right? And then the economy does a hiccup, and then all of a sudden you see on your TV that your retirement account is dropping. Now say it like this: you contributed that same amount, but into your own savings account. And then when the economy does a hiccup, guess what you're going to have in your account? $100,000. Why? Because it's your money. If you haven't paid tax on it, it's not your money. That's why.
Maybe, but I don't see it in front of me. Projections are projections. Sure. If I can see something, then there it is. But I can't go off of just that right now. Total debt $67,740.54.
Not a lot at 24.
With an average being brought in of probably like $10,000 a month after you set aside money for taxes and stuff, according to last year's money.
Sure.
Again, I'm not going to go off for projections. I don't know about what we have in terms of last year, in terms of the work you did, 10,000 hours, where of course your needs category in terms of minimum monthly percent.
I moved. That's just because the first part of the year, I mean, with the number
action like we needs categories to have to happen essentially is when big chunks of money come in, be paid off. If this is the financial situation,
so they're getting ready to sell the properties, and I should get back about 25 or 30 grand.
Good. That just again, and once you're out of bad debt. But right now we are in 1, 2, 3 really bad debts with student loans to come.
So here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, that's because I've already done the work in the past, right? So it's not going to be like big check, small check, big check, small check, because I've done the work and I'm continuing to do the work to sell and put in new deals and put them through the pipeline. It's going to be consistent starting in the next. I mean, I have
Ben sells $500 car loan.
I do money into crypto.
No, but you have really bad debts. Once you're out of bad debt. But right now we are in 1, 2, 3 really bad debts.
3 weeks. That's small check, big check, small check. The pipeline. It's going to be
sell the crypto now, pay off the bad debt, replenish it in a few months. If all the bad debt is gone by then.
You said buy more crypto in a couple months.
If that's what you absolutely want to do, would I do that? Of course not. But
well, the reason that I don't want to sell it is because I'd be selling it at a loss.
Yeah, no, because it's.
He doesn't know that he's the cryptocurrency because he had no money to invest in cryptocurrency in the first place. If you have student loan debt and you invested in cryptocurrency during the student loan pause, that makes you the cryptocurrency. Because this is what I see with cryptocurrency. As soon as student loan payments are announced that they're about to resume, everybody that understands how cryptocurrency really works is going to pull their money. You know why? Because that's the first thing you guys are going to go to make your payments on your student loan payments. Hey, I forgot. I got some money inside of cryptocurrency, but that money's going to already be gone. That's what I would do. If I invested in cryptocurrency right now, say like I have it in there now, the most popular one. And then once I hear the president announce the student loan payments begin, I'm going to pull it. I'm going to pull it all because I know that's the first place you guys are going when those student loan payments resume. Oh, I got some extra money in crypto. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Sucks.
We'll see. But
yeah, we'll always see.
But it's a small percent, right? I don't put it.
And as soon as you clear this all up by putting as much money towards it as possible and building an emergency fund, you need to have at least.
Do you know? Sorry to interrupt. Do you know if since I'm selling it at a loss, couldn't I write that off at the end of the year?
You could do some tax loss harvesting. I think. I don't know much about crypto. Your tax person will know.
Can we look? Because if I can harvest those.
See, he's not even paying attention to what Caleb's saying to him. Caleb is a person that understands how it works. Okay. He says to the guy, I don't really understand crypto because I don't really invest in it. That's what Caleb is saying to him. He's not picking up on it. Hey, wait a minute. Caleb's smarter about money. Why is he not investing in crypto? Because he knows crypto is you guys' debt slaves. You guys think you're going to get rich fast and the government's not going to be able to control it. You guys know that's a program? That's a program. That's not, none of that is true. Anybody that you see go to a video and talking about, hey, it's high, the government won't be able to control it and the banks don't like it. The first thing you need to say to them, are you making car payments? Do you have a mortgage? That's why they're saying that. Like, let's bring it down a level, okay? Let's bring it down. Let's say like you owned a house. You are in charge of this house and you got 3 other roommates, okay? In this house, you accept U.S. currency only. The one guy, and each room is rented out to different people, and everybody pays their rent with money. But this last guy says, I'm going to pay you in apples. Are you going to accept apples as payment? This is the House of the United States, and here we accept greenback currency. That's the law. And then when they come out with digital currency, guess what that's going to be? That's going to be the law. Soon as the United States decides we're going to go to digital currency, which is inevitable, of course they're going there. Of course. They're going to outlaw the rest. That's it. You can't use it. You tried it, you're going to prison. You don't believe it? Try to start printing your own money and say, I'm going to use this money as currency and see what happens. You're going to go to prison. You understand?
Those losses, I'll sell it right now on camera.
Simply put, from like the top like 4 things here, yes. But again, I am not a says.
Let's see.
Oh, what do you
think? Survive comes out to, what's the point of even laying out a plan? You know, put the same amount aside for the next few months.
So in a couple months.
If that's what you absolutely want to do, what
would you do with the other 12,000?
I'd put the rest towards that $19,000 personal loan.
When I did this, rates were low. They were like 0.5%.
Yeah. When you're in debt, let me make sure you guys understand this, debt slaves. When you're in debt, you don't really understand how percentages work. If you don't know how much debt you're in, and I promise you this, if you don't know how much debt you're in, you don't know how percentage rates work. You can't. That's impossible. You can't. You can't know about investing. You can't know about what's going to bring you money. You can't, because you obviously have not invested in yourself first. In order to be successful in the United States of America, you must first own the business of yourself. That's rule number 1. You must own yourself. If you don't own yourself, you cannot own anything outside yourself.
Would it make you happy if I did it right now?
Of
Sold
course.
the whole thing?
Yeah, and pay off your stupid credit card and pay off most of the loan. If you want to get, again, one thing I was saying, if you really want to have that much in there, the quicker you pay off whatever's left of the personal loan and your $31,000 car and get a fully funded emergency fund, the quicker you do that, the quicker you can put the same amount in there, and the less amount of time you have away from that, the more it's like it never even left.
What Caleb is trying to tell him is this: your money's going to go away because there's interest on that money. So what say like this: say like you had $10,000 cash in your house under a mattress, cash. Nobody knows it's there but you. Nobody. But you have a student loan that has a 7%, or a personal loan that has 7% interest. Okay. Now, say like the loan is, I'm going to make the loan less than the $10,000. I'm going to say like the loan is $5,000. Okay. I'm going to use this example. Okay. But it's at a 10% interest rate. According to mathematics, 10,000 minus 5,000 equals you have $5,000 under your mattress in your house. And each day you're paying interest on the borrowed money. That stack of money underneath your mattress is less and less because you're paying interest on the loan. So the physical money is irrelevant. Money doesn't exist for debt slaves at all. It's a psychological thing. Just because they can touch it and feel it and smell it, shoot each other over it, doesn't matter. It's a psychological. It's not real.
So what would be, what was I going to ask you? Okay. So in your opinion, then, knowing my expenses, what would be a fully funded emergency fund?
Yeah.
Six months?
Okay, I'm a pass.
For you,
That's not crypto itself.
why'd you get into Coinbase?
Do you want to see?
No, I mean, I believe the quicker you pay off whatever's left you have away from that,
Be a fully funded emergency.
that in your business that's commission based.
I agree, because nothing's guaranteed, right? I could get hurt.
12 months. I do 12 months for myself. Just risk level.
They're charging me $196
For myself, you know, for like salaried employees. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
6 months, but just risk level.
They're charging me $195 in fees to sell this.
Why'd you get into this bullshit, dude?
Well, that's Coinbase. That's not crypto itself.
Why'd you get into Coinbase?
Do you want to see?
No, I mean, I believe you.
There he goes, showing a digital screen. Caleb and I both know that there's nothing on that screen but digital numbers. First, he showed his investment, 47,000, and then he shows this number on the screen. That's not money. Those are digital numbers. That's not money.
Okay, good lad.
I can't do the rest of it. But
Of course you can.
Also,
just make that go to the Amex. Make it go to the Loon. You'll bear, or I keep calling it Loon because I wrote Loon for like Looney. I don't know why. Either way, for your personal loan.
So that's 30.
I don't know why.
You see the way Caleb
You'll bear,
do it
I
over.
keep calling it Loon because I wrote Loon for like Looney. I don't know why. Either way, for your personal
We both know why. I know why, Caleb.
Loan.
So that's 13,000. When after this, I'll do the Amex and then I'll put the rest towards the loan.
Yeah.
So that should leave me with 12,000 on the personal loan. So that'll be gone.
Again, you want to pay the taxes and you'll want to do this and that and this and that. When these checks come, you filed an extension.
Yes, I did.
Good. No, you didn't. Good. Listen, if he didn't pay his taxes, he's not filing an extension on something that he didn't do. You see what I'm saying? They just quick to say, oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, no, you didn't, because you didn't pay your taxes. What are you extending on if you didn't file them?
Because I think I have some other depreciation that my accountant has to write out. So we had to extend anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've laid out what I think from there. I just put some money.
You know, I want you guys to really see something, because I'm feeling Caleb right now. I'm highly disappointed in this young man. Because he's so close. He is so close. He got this drive. This drive is unbelievable. He's just like, oh, I got to try this. I'm like, yeah, keep going, man. You almost, oh, you fucking up. Okay, oh, damn it. You're spending all that money you're making.
Towards making sure you have enough to sustain, accurately budget, follow the budget. If you don't, what's the point of any of this? Then pay off the other debts as quick as you can. Student loans depend on the interest if it's 4% or higher.
Caleb likes this guy. That's why he's disappointed. Caleb actually likes him because he's smart.
So yeah, when that comes. Either way, that's what I would do. And then after all the debts are gone, yes, you're in a good place for 24 in terms of investment, but like we can, you can start making sure you're a multi-millionaire by investing minimum 20% every time.
Exactly.
Yeah, the short-term finances are a mess, right?
What Caleb is trying to say to you, when you pay off all your debt, that means you have real money on the positive side of the economy. So when you become positive, of course your money is going to grow because you're on the positive side now. It's always going to grow. You're on the positive side. When you're on the negative, you can't compound. Think about it this way. Compound interest is positive and negative. If you're in the negative side of compound interest, negative compound interest means you're paying interest. That's called negative compounding because it's compounding negatively for you because you're paying it. When you come to the positive side, it's compounding positively because you're receiving it, because you have money.
Right now. And yes, it has to get cleared up.
And the short-term finances can turn into a long-term mess if not cleaned up quickly.
Or if they get out of control.
That's where the urgency is to sell the crypto. And that's where the urgency is to beat it down as quick as possible and cut back on all unnecessary expenses. Unfortunately, what I do now, because I just, my needs are like quite minimal
on autopilot
for the income. Personally, what I needs, well, personally, I make sure my needs aren't, okay, well, never mind. It's not personally what I do now because I just, my needs are like quite minimal
on autopilot
for the income,
basically.
But either way, I would.
See how the young man says on autopilot and this and that? No, when you have no debt, your needs are minimal. This is what you don't know when you're in debt. You guys are, I'm gonna give you an example. When you're in debt, you guys have so many due dates to keep track of. This is due, the cable bill due, the car payment bill is due, the multiple credit card payments are due, the vacation rental was due, this and that. That's because you're in debt. Do you guys know when you're debt free, those due dates don't exist? None of those exist, none of them. You don't have to keep track of any due dates because you have no payments. So our needs are minimal, very minimal. You guys will never understand that if you be in debt for the rest of your life.
Would just 50, 30, 20 with where your income is, you can spend 20% on fun, and that's a lot of money. Invest 30%, and then your needs, have yourself a nice little penthouse apartment. No more than 50%. But either way, investing should be minimum 20% of your post-tax.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you are having fun once you have a fully funded emergency fund. Taxes are taken care of. Make sure you're setting aside 30%. Taxes maybe 35% with depending.
This is the reason why Caleb is saying that to him, okay? When you're in debt, this is what you guys don't really understand. When you're in debt, it is 100% impossible for you to reduce your tax bracket. 100%. When you're in debt, you cannot reduce your tax bracket. You can't. That's impossible. So that's why your taxes are going to be so high, because you cannot reduce them. You can't until you come to the positive side of the economy. Like these numbers that he's throwing out, like it's going to be 30%. Yeah, that's true. Those are the guidelines. This is what that is. But that's for the people that cannot reduce this. Say like your tax bracket is 30%. There's nothing you can do to reduce it under 30%. When you're on the positive side of the economy, you can. You can say, yeah, it's going to be 30%, but I'm doing this, which is going to drop it down.
What? Well, yeah, 30% probably. Yeah,
it's been creeping up, so that's my biggest priority right now. Having more money. I feel like I'm a case study on that because I controlled it for a long time, but it's it's been creeping up. So that's my biggest priority right now, is to focus on that.
Yep.
Because I would like to be living on less than 20% of my income.
You can
right now. Obviously that.
Do you know how easy that is? That's easy. When you have no debt, that is easy. That's not hard at all, because you got to think about it this way. Okay. I want you guys to see it for what it is. When you come to the positive side of the economy, everything you see the price of something on only applies to us. When you're on the negative side, you guys have no money. So every single thing you guys buy is financed because you have no money. When you see gas prices, say like the gas is $4.50 a gallon. That's for me and people like me. When you pull up, it's financed for you. It's the price of gas plus your credit card interest rate. That's what the price of gas is for you, because you're driving up you're filling up a finance car. So if you didn't have the money to buy the car, guess what? You ain't got else the money to buy? Gasoline. So you guys finance gas too.
That biggest factor on that is growing my income.
Yeah. And
I do have a path right now to have that grow by 20 to 30% per year, as long as I'm doing the things that I need to be doing. Mm-hmm. But my biggest.
He got the right direction. He just doesn't understand that capitalism is psychological, positive and negative. That's the piece this young man is missing. He doesn't know he's missing it because it's psychological. He doesn't know it. The psychological can only be shown mathematically. There is no other way. You can use all the metaphors in the world. It doesn't matter. You can't show anybody the psychological. Math is the only thing that can do that. There is no other way.
This thing right now, once I get all this cleared up, is I'd like to start buying more properties. So.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
We have
all right, we're gonna get out of here. That's it. He's going to start talking about woulda, coulda, shoulda, what he's going to do and this and that when he gets the money in the future and all this other stuff. That's a program. What'd you say? Unlimited Gems TV. Not only is he going to lose money selling at a lower price, he's going to lose even more money paying for services fees on whatever platform he bought the crypto. Oh yeah, that's right. And paying blockchain. It's bananas. What's up, Alonzo? I know, right? Buying. What's up, Jarquise? Any questions? Caleb he's really good. Hey, Andre, I agree with you, man. He is really, really good at what. Congratulations to Caleb. You know what? This is so crazy about his channel. Debt slaves are the majority. They are the majority. Oh, I see you back there, Alonzo. Okay, what's going on, sir?
What's going on, LJ?
How you doing, sir? How you doing?
I'm doing very well. I wanted to come up here and thank you. because you are making waves in these YouTube streets. As you know, I'm in the insurance and financial services world. And one of the things I remember a while ago, you was like, you want a great financial advisor? Ask them about their credit report. But besides that, I have been running into a number. So one of the things when I sit with my clients is we go over their assets and liabilities. And I've had a number of clients in the recent 18 months whom have had more assets than liabilities. And they've come to me through this space of YouTube. And through our discussion, well, how'd you find me? What else are you, well, oh, I'm watching you. I'm watching stuff like SavingsMinusDebt, and that's why, da 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 da. And I'm like,
oh, really? Somebody said that?
No, somebody's.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to come up and give you your flowers in person, because people are actually following this, and it's one thing. Here's the cool thing, not only with taxes, but with understanding it, once it's explained to you, the insurance behind it too, they know
You're gonna kill the game, man. You're gonna kill the game with this knowledge in the insurance industry. Because what's crazy, Alonzo, they might hear me saying, hey, you can't buy insurance with no money. What they don't really understand is that Alonzo knows that. That doesn't mean stop selling insurance to people that don't know. That's called business, baby. I just don't want that to happen to Alonzo. I want Alonzo to know he don't do that to himself. Sell insurance, how he does it, whatever. You're gonna just be that much better because you have an advantage. And people think I'm bullshitting. Alonzo knows he will have the advantage over anybody in his field that don't know this. He will have the advantage automatically. Bam, just like that.
Boom.
Congratulations, sir.
Well, thank you, LJ. I'm gonna hop off.
All right.
Later.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love it. But this is what I've been telling the SMD family for. We already talked about this. We already knew this. We already knew because I already know. Listen, I already know I have a gift, and it's a mathematical fact. Knowing that it's a mathematical fact, it's clearly a gift. Clearly. That's a fact. It's not an opinion. It doesn't mean if you don't agree with it, that means you're in the psychological part of it all if you don't believe the calculator. Congratulations, Alonzo. Is getting an SBA loan for an existing laundromat. Well, that's business debt. I'm not against business debt, okay? If you have a plan, put it this way. If you have a proven plan that's going to make you money, get the loan. That's business. That's business debt. Okay. I've been learning from you, LJ. Drug Hour says, I've been learning from you, LJ, for so long, and it's amazing. Recently, through my lady is $34,000 debt due to making car payments. She has a credit card. Recently, though my lady is $34,000 in debt due to making car payments, she has a credit card as well. Okay. All right. I have no debt. I have 716 credit score. I barely use it though anyways. And I don't have car payments because I bought a used car, a Honda, but I'm slowly educating my lady with okay, this is what you got to do. And this is a Drug Hours. You got to make sure you understand. If she doesn't agree to getting out of debt, you might as well end the relationship because it's not going to work. A SMD family member cannot date a debt slave. That just doesn't work. That will not work, no matter how good the sex is, how fine she is. If she got a great career, if she's a debt slave, you might as well just end it. But if she's going along with it, I mean, if she seems very receptive, cool, just go along, work with it. Ain't nothing wrong with working with a debt slave that understands what you're doing, that are following through. Okay, so. Cody says, okay, thank you, LJ. I promise to make sure to shout you out and promote how you changed my life. Thank you, Cody. Appreciate it. This is what I love about people that come. Everybody that comes here and truly understands, they know for a fact I want them to be successful. It's not a race to who has more money. I want you to have more money than me. Because we know it's not really the money. It's the debt slaves. It's them. It's not really. Paper is the fool of debt slaves. Not for people that understand it. They don't know paper money doesn't exist for them. That's part of the program, though. The majority must believe. Like, here, let me give you an example. The majority of people must believe they can buy houses with mortgages. Those people are called the housing market. All the people that believe they own a house, own a home with no money of their own. That's called the housing market. That's a need. They need to be there, believe in that. Whatever. Like, say like you're a realtor and you understand that mortgages by people are not houses. I'm not saying don't sell mortgages to debt slaves. I'm just saying you're going to be better than anybody in your peers that say like you're the only realtor in your group of peers that is debt free. You will surpass all your peers because they don't know how you got here. They don't understand how it works. So you will have an advantage over 99% of people in your field automatically. And they won't even know how you're doing it because they don't know if you're in debt, you don't own yourself. Are you against marrying religiously, but not through the state of the... No, put it this way, okay? And I want people to really understand something about this, okay? When you become debt-free, you're not even going to date a debt slave. So you won't really even be thinking about, oh, should I marry in this state? Should I under a certain religion? Because they're like this. Because that's part of the program too, putting religion in between it. That's business. It's like if somebody come to you, say like you met a person in church, you're debt-free, okay? You're debt-free. And you go to church, and you meet a nice woman or a man, but they're deep in debt. But you guys have the same religion. Is the religion going to matter if you're going to date that person or not? The religion has nothing to do with it because they're a debt slave. It doesn't matter what they look like. Are you thinking about getting out of debt? No, then you won't even consider it. Does that kind of clear it up a little bit? Does that make sense? When you understand SMD, how SMD works, you'll be like, well, it doesn't matter what a dating site is. Doesn't matter what people say. If they're debt slave, you're not going to date them. You probably won't even have sex with them. You wouldn't want a chance of getting. I mean, when you understand how it works, the thought of biologically connecting yourself to a debt slave for the next 24 years of your life, that's a serious thought. Because now you'll be trapped with a debt slave, going to court, weekend visits. No, I'm not doing any of that. Getting on websites, bad mouthing women. Women ain't shit. It's the system is bad, and this all you gotta do is look in the mirror and see it's you. You're just on the wrong side of the system. People that are in it, they don't know that they don't have to be in it. You don't have to be in that. You don't have to be in traffic. You don't have to be in baby mama court. You don't have to be on websites bashing women and going to other countries. No, all you got to do is look in the mirror. That's all you got to do. Just open the mirror and say, that's the cause. It's me. It's not people outside of you. It's like, it's crazy how debt slaves believe, oh, it's somebody outside of me. No, it's not. It's you. What are you talking about? What? First care about the debt slave, then worry about if you want to marry through state or... See, like, you don't even have to... When you understand how it works, you don't even have to think that far. You don't even have to state this and lawyers and prenups. When I go to channels and I see all that shit, I'll be like, none of that even matters. It doesn't even matter. That's all business. But let's come to the positive side. Okay, I'm going to give you guys an example. You know how people are against the family court system and favors men and all this other stuff, and they're doing men wrong and all this other stuff? All you got to do is say, come to the positive side and become a family court lawyer. None of that's ever going to stop. Court, babies, mama, people angry at each other, paying ridiculous child support. That's the negative side. You don't have to be there. You can come to the positive side and create a law firm, a family court law firm. You can create one and make billions of dollars of something they don't even know they have to be part of. you could participate in it positively, not negatively. Those people in that, they're mad because they're in it. They don't know they have the choice to not be in it. You can leave that. You can leave that part. You can leave it. One thing about Debt Slave I learned is they always are looking to help others. And I would be like, is that possible when you can't even help yourself? And then they also fall into guilt trip. And they do. They sure do. Drug hours. They don't know that they're doing it. Like I always tell you, if you're new to the channel too, right? And the SMD family members, people that follow me, I really want you guys to understand this gift, okay? Really, debt slaves can't hear me when I'm speaking. Like when I say, I want you guys to understand something. When I say you can't buy a house with a mortgage, they don't know what I'm saying. You guys need to understand it. They have no idea what that means. Nothing. Like say like this. Hey, go up to a debt slave like this. Hey, did you know you can't buy a car with a car loan? They'll give you this blank look like, what? What are you talking about? What do you mean I can't buy a car with a car loan? They don't know that. They're in the program. That's why they don't know that. Go up to a debt slave and go like this. Hey, man, did you know it doesn't take 30 years to buy one house? Did you know that? They'll look at you like, what? Yes, it does. It now takes 40 years to buy a house. It only takes one day to buy a house. It doesn't take 40 years. Who told them that? The program told them that. They always come up, a debt slave will come up on their friends and say, oh, look at this new car I bought, and then tell you the price of the car. This car was $100,000. And then you turn to them and say, did you pay for it in cash? No, 84 months. It doesn't take 84 months to buy a car. It takes one day. Like here, let me give you an example how debt slaves, how you guys are abused, okay? But you guys don't know you're abused. When you go to a car lot, did you know it doesn't take all day to buy one car? When you sit down at the desk and the salesman is saying, hey, I'm working for you. I'm trying to get your payment down. You know he's not going back talking to anybody. He's not talking to anybody back there. There's nobody back there. The next time you go to a car lot and they say, I'm talking to my hiring manager or the bill guy or whatever, you say, can I go with you? Ask them, can you go with them? They're going to tell you no. You know why? Because there's nobody back there. Only debt slaves finance cars. You guys finance cars. You guys even finance the taxes. You don't have, if you don't have no money for the car, guess what you don't, what else you don't have the money for? The taxes. You guys finance everything, and then they keep you there all day. Wear you down, wear you down, wear you down, and then you'll just sign anything just to get the hell out of there. That's called debt slave financial abuse. I mean, that's called business. It just seems like abuse, but it's business. Nothing's wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Car lots are not bad. It's called business. That's nothing personal, okay? If you don't know, listen, if you don't know you can't buy a car with a car loan, whose problem is that? You think it's the business problem or your problem? That's your problem. Funny when they hate on Amazon for getting tax breaks from cities and counties. Amazon is bringing in so much opportunity and making billions of dollars. You think they're listening to people making car payments? Are you crazy? Elon Musk is going to Mars. You think he's going to listen to somebody that's begging the president for student loan forgiveness? Are you crazy? Nobody's listening to you or your concerns about anything. Amazon comes in and wipes out football fields for their business. You think they're listening to somebody behind on car payments? You got to stop that nonsense. Stop it. Oh, I can't believe the city is letting Amazon get. How come you can't believe it? Why? They're bringing in billions and you're begging the president for student loan forgiveness. Why? How come you don't believe that? I don't get it. I just came from a property management networking event. Hand orange. Oh, I can't see that. I'm sorry. How did I know if they were debt slaves or not? Oh, see, I can't read the symbols. I'm in, for some reason inside of StreamYard, I can't see the symbols that you guys are making. I would have to go to the thing. Is that you? You know, when you go to a car lot and they got the kiddie station set up in the car dealership, kid station for your kids to play while you're doing, because they're going to keep you there all day. That should be a red flag when you walk into a dealership and they got a little kiddie station set up. You got to ask yourself, why do they got that set up? Are we planning on being here that long to where my kids are going to need to play? That means that's for debt slaves. That's for debt slaves. Because only a debt slave would trade 8 hours of their life to finance one car for 84 months. 8 hours of your life to put yourself in debt at an interest rate based on your gross income. Did you guys know that too? When you go finance a car, they base it on your gross income, money before taxes are taken out. Why are they doing that? Because they're debt slaves. That's why. Only a debt slave will finance a thing that goes down in value at an interest rate based on your gross income, financing the taxes for it. You guys are so deep in the hole before you even, debt slaves will say this. Here's another saying. Oh, a car goes down in value as soon as you drive it off the lot. No, it doesn't. It goes down in value as soon as you step on the lot to finance it. That's when it starts to go down. Any questions? That's pretty cool, man. Thank you, Alonzo, again for telling me that. I love it. And S&D is like, but I already knew it. I've been telling you guys this for a while. I want you guys to go watch old videos. I'm telling you what's going to happen with S&D before it happens. So when you guys look at old videos, this will inspire you. Because you'll say, LJ has been saying this for like a year or two. He's been saying that. He's been saying S&D is going to first be known all over the United States of America and then all over the world. That's what it's going to be. And I'm telling you now, before it happens, so when it does happen, you will know I told you here right now. I will tell you right now. And then when it happens, you're going to be like, damn, that is true. All you got to do is believe in yourself. That's all you got to do. Just believe in yourself. It's so funny when I was looking at the NFL draft, all these people up there, when you come to the positive side, you're like, wait a minute. They're celebrating NFL owners hiring new employees. That's a celebration. Why are people celebrating NFL owners hiring new employees? Why are they celebrating that? That makes no sense. When you got a job, did you ever have a big celebration? Why the NFL did? It's the same thing. The owners hired you at your job. The NFL owners are hiring new employees. You're a new employee. They're a new employee. What makes them different than you? Nothing. You guys are employees. What are you talking about? Nothing. Oh, because that employee gets paid more than that employee. Oh, okay, whatever. I remember that happened. Somebody recognized SMD with Nick Penn. Nick was out at a car dealership, a car show. He was at a car show, and they ended up talking about it. I think Nick was talking about his Corvette or something, and then he mentioned, of course, when you're an alien, SMD alien, you always listen to see if somebody's making a car payment, because as soon as somebody mentions a car payment on the car becomes irrelevant. The car is irrelevant. Like if this is you, say like you have an old car, but you have no payments, and the person that has a better car than you is, okay? The person that has the better car making the payments, they don't know they own nothing. You own your car, they don't. The bank is just letting them drive the car as long as they keep making the payments, because as soon as they stop making the payments, the bank comes and gets their car. That's how it works. So it doesn't, if they try to make you feel bad, all you got to do is, are they making payments? Yeah, then that means they don't know. That means they don't own, they don't know they own nothing. Hold on for a second here. Oops. All right. Caleb videos are awesome, man. If you haven't checked out his channel, check it out, man. I think you'll like it. You really do. I like it. I like his channel. I'm just glad I have the ability to tell you guys what it really is, right? That's forever too. He's gonna ever just like SMD. This is forever. Caleb will always have people for his show because there will always be people in debt that don't know. You see what I'm saying? They don't know. Exactly, Cosmic. Victim Olympics. You know what? I don't know why you guys don't be. Listen, I'm here to help you. I don't want you to be nervous or shy to ask me a question. I'm not going to get in on you as you're stupid because I want you to understand so you can become a multimillionaire. You want to be wealthy? Come see me. There's nobody like me on the internet, on any social media platform. None, zero, none. And this is a mathematical fact, okay? I want you guys to understand. I can help you be a person like me. Nothing will be able to stop you, nothing. Your self-confidence will shoot through the roof. If you have low self-esteem, be ready to go to Mars with it. The financial world becomes quiet. Why? Because you don't hear debt slaves no more. You don't hear them talking. Telling you how to invest, 401k, before, after taxes, invest in cryptocurrency. Oh, this is the best stock. That's debt slave speak. Anybody telling you how to invest, you turn to them and say, are you making car payments? Don't listen to them. Hey, man, my house has equity, because you got to remember the words. If they say the word equity, that automatically means they have a mortgage. Because when you own your house, say you own it free and clear, all you know is about the value. You don't think about equity. I only need to worry about equity if I plan on borrowing money against it. So if I bought a house for $300,000 and I stayed in a couple of years, it's worth $500,000. Guess what I have? I have a house that's valued $500,000. Nothing to do with equity of nothing. That doesn't mean anything. That means I have a house that's worth $500,000. But as soon as you hear a person mention equity, that means they have a mortgage, which means they don't own nothing. And they don't know it because you cannot own equity in a mortgage house. So they don't even know that you can't do that. That's the negative side of the economy. They don't know that. It doesn't matter even if I say it here. They can't hear me say that. They don't, hey, what's he talking about? He's crazy. Even though my math says I'm right, but I'm crazy. It doesn't even make any sense. Those are debt slaves. Wow, those car payments, I'm trying my best to pay off my car by birthday next year. See, and I want you to understand, DS, you've already mentally made up in your mind that that's what you're going to do. This is where it starts. Normally, when people get car payments, they have no idea of the end date. None, don't care, whatever. They don't know when it's over. But when you start to get it, you're like, oh, I better put an end date on this. I'm going to do it by this date. Now it's set here. All the physical stuff to make that happen kicks in the gear. Okay, what do I got to do? I got to work some overtime. I can't go to my friends. I can't eat that. I can't do this. You start to put things in place. You start identifying places that your money's just going out. And then that money is taken to pay off the debt. And then that's when the ball starts rolling. The decade will be called the Great Psychological Depression. Probably will. Is spending 40% of my total income too much on rent expenses? That's pretty high. I mean, that's pretty high. It counts on what your goal is. If you're planning on building a business or buying a house in cash, that's pretty high. I would cut that down. Not sure what yeah, that's too much. But, and I don't want to say too much. I want to say, not only can you people don't really understand. There's a way to cut expenses, and then there's another way on top of that to cut expenses, right? Like a lot of people would, for example, if you finance your phone, you will never know the true prices of a cell phone service because you're trapped in a contract. Once you finance a house, you are now locked in to the price of the service of the company that you finance the phone. When you buy a phone in cash, you can go to any service you wish, and it's much lower than the people that you're financing the phone with. Much lower. Those days been gone for years. You can come over here. I can make you the best. If you're in the finance game, taxes, accounting, whatever, I can make you the best. If you already have the drive, say like you're into taxes, right? You're a tax lawyer, you're a tax something, and you don't know capitalism is psychological, positive and negative, you need to come see me quick, fast, real, because that's number one, right? Taxes are number one. That's the first thing you need to learn. If you don't understand taxes, you might as well forget about the rest. Forget about everything. It cannot work without your taxes properly being done. You can't do it. You can't. Don't think you're going to get around it or trick the IRS. Don't do that. Don't do none of that. That's wrong. If you cheat on your taxes, if you are currently cheating on your taxes, you are cheating on yourself. If you're doing delivery jobs under 1099 and stuff like that, and you're not paying on your taxes, that's against the law, and also you're cheating on yourself, the law of yourself. If you're so far behind and you're like, oh my God, I'm too scared to come to them, you're cheating on yourself. And it's against the law. Because the company you work for is telling the IRS everything because they know how to do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. The IRS says, hey, I paid Johnny and Steve and so-and-so this much last year. I gave it all to them. So now they know exactly who to come after because you guys don't know. To me, when I look at this is the new economy. Food delivery of everything is new. All you guys are 1099, working for Uber, working for food delivery services. This is all new. They're going to have to put a plug in that. There is no way the IRS can catch everybody. That's way too much, way too much. So just like they did with jobs, automatically pull the taxes out of your check before you get it, they're going to have to do that. There's no way they can catch up with all that. They have to put something in place that takes your taxes out before you get your money. They have to. That is way too many people to catch, way too many. So they have to put a plug in that. That has to happen. Because think about it. If they let you having a regular job, if they let you pay your own taxes at your regular job, guess what you guys wouldn't do? Pay your taxes? You guys wouldn't do that. Can you explain taxes in simple terms? I sure can. Always trust the calculator. That's it. That's it. Always trust the calculator. The IRS does. When it comes to taxes, I guarantee the IRS trusts the calculator. I promise you. I promise. Why? Because it's never wrong. It's never wrong, ever. Also, can I use this knowledge as a software engineer? You sure can. That's where I came from. You know what I was before I quit my job? I was a VMware engineer coding. VMware engineer for years. Designed the global networks. I made it all connect. It's just like that. It's just like this. Say like, I'm gonna keep it very simple. Say like you're at your computer and your computer won't pick up an IP address. Do you think you're getting out on the internet? No, you're not going nowhere with no IP address. Nothing, nowhere. So you have to get an IP address first from the DHCP server that says, hey, you plug You get online with your laptop says, hey, I want to get out on the internet. The DHCP server says, okay, you have to have this first. It gives the IP address to your computer, and then you go out. And then you browse the internet and do whatever you do. I'm the person that made it all work. This is the same thing. The numbers have to match. They have to. Once I get debt-free, would you advise taking over my uncle's condo? I like living in it, and it's paid off. Oh, hell yeah. Better believe that. When he bought it at $100,000 back in the 90s. Oh, hell yeah. I sure would. Because I guarantee you, Jacques, that will never happen again. You better take full advantage of that. That right there will never happen again in the rest of your life. Take it. I have no interest in home ownership. Been like that since, and you don't have to be, since that's a program. Because you got to remember, now that you understand, all these people talking about home ownership, they've been talking about mortgages the whole entire time. They own nothing. And the beauty of it all, listen, SMD family members, I want you guys to really listen. The beauty of it all, they don't even know it. They don't even know they own nothing. So now, when you drive down your neighborhood or through a nice neighborhood, the neighborhood's going to look different to you now. It doesn't matter the size of the house. It doesn't matter. It counts on the people in them. You'll drive down the street. It doesn't matter where you live. You go through Beverly Hills if you want in California. If it's mortgaged, they don't own nothing. Absolutely nothing. Doesn't matter if they know it or not. Who cares if they know? It doesn't matter. How did you get your job you had before this? I went to school. Learned, got my degree, and then I got into it. You can apply your mind to anything you wish. It just counts on how bad you want it. How bad do you want it? You just you apply your mind to it. I remember, let me give you guys an example, which I didn't really know at the time, but okay. Before I did this, I was a VMware engineer. Okay. I don't know how many of you guys know that, but that's what I did. Well, one time, and I don't know how many of you guys understand VMware, so I'm not going to go into the details of it too much, because if you don't really understand how it works, it's really irrelevant. But anyway, I was having a problem that I just could not figure out. I was trying to figure out how to make some connections. Okay, that's the best way I can say it. I'm not going to go into detail. But anyway, I went to a VMware convention in California because I lived in Seattle at the time. So I went to a VMware convention in California where all the so-called experts are. And I said, okay, I said to myself, okay, one of these dudes are going to have the answer I need for this question. I know they're going to have the, because I know VMware wouldn't be this big to make a design of this product to do what it was doing, right? So I went to every VMware expert and asked them, hey, can I do this? They all told me, no, 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 you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. I was like, I just wouldn't accept it because I knew that it couldn't be that way. And guess what I did? I went home, opened up that boring ass VMware thick manual, the white papers, and I took an evening and I read through it. And guess what I found? The answer. I could do what I was thinking about doing, just nobody had done it. So I emailed the experts that told me no, and I said, hey, I found that you can do it. Here it is in this white paper under this section. You know what they responded with? Oh, I didn't know that. A light went off in my head. Wait a minute. They might look the part, but they are not the part. Just because they got expert by their name, it doesn't mean that they were expert. How do I know? I don't know. If you don't know about something, of course, everybody around you is going to look like an expert because you don't know it. But once I figured it out, I thought to myself, you're not no damn expert. You got all these EXP, some VMware degree, blah, blah, blah. That don't mean shit. Nothing. What are your thoughts on reasonable student loan debts? I want to finish my degree to potentially get more money, or at least may boot camp or something. What are your thoughts on reasonable student loan debt? First of all, there is no reasonable student loan debt. Doesn't exist at all. Nothing. But also, I'm not against student loan debt, because I always like to use myself as an example. I remember when I was 18, everybody around me was pushing college down my throat. You need to go to college. You need to go to college. You ain't gonna be shit without going to college. And they just, everybody, the whole environment just does that to when you're 18. When I was 18, I didn't know what I wanted to do, nor did I know what I wanted to do in college. What they don't tell you is that when you're 18, you don't know to say, wait a minute, I know you want me to go, but who's going to pay for it? So what I did was choose not to go to college. Thank God I had parents that didn't pressure me like that. I had my mom. She didn't shove it down my throat. You ain't going to be nothing. She just said, you got to get a job. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't go to college until I started reaching my late 20s, early 30s. Because at that time, I had an idea of what I wanted to do to go to college for, and that was computers. I knew once I started college that my plan was to become a successful computer engineer, in which I did, because I had focus, I had knowledge, I had more understanding. Yeah, I got student loan debt. I kept it for 10 years, but I had a direction. And that's exactly what I achieved. I did it. It was but without student loan debt, I wouldn't be able to do that because I had no money. The only problem with it is I didn't know to pay it off. Nobody walked up to me and said, hey, LJ, don't you think it's weird to go to college for 4 years, but keep your student loans for 10? That's weird. Why are you doing that? Paying for college longer than actually going to college? Nobody said it to me like that. A light would have went off in my head if somebody would have said it to me like that. Why would you go to college for 4 years, Linnell, and pay on it for 10? Does that make any sense to you? Nope. You mean I paid for college twice? Yes. And you're still continuing to pay it, and you don't even know it. And nobody came up to me and said, hey, LJ, you know that if you don't pay off that student loan debt, you'll have it your entire life? Nobody said that to me. Do you know what it means to have non-bankruptable debt, Linnell? Nobody explained that to me. Nobody. That means you pay until you're dead. That's what that means. I wish somebody would have said it to me like that. Hey, man, you know, if you don't pay your student loan debt off, you're going to be paying until you're dead, until you die. First, you're going to be paying it your entire life, and then you're going to be paying it with your retirement money, and then you're going to die with it. Nobody said it to me like that. I wish somebody did. I would have been like, what you mean die? You mean like die? Yeah, die. Now imagine paying on a bill your entire life. Bananas. When I even think about it, it's bananas to me. Don't be shy, you guys. You can come up and ask some questions, man. You don't have to turn your camera on or nothing. I mean, in the background, you're going to have to, so I can see you, but I can bring you up. You guys can ask these questions. Don't be shy. This helps the show. Because I'm just telling you guys right now, when SMD blows up, you guys are not going to have direct access to me like this. It's not going to be able to be possible to be able to just jump up and ask a question for free, let alone even get a chance to ask a question, because it's going to blow up. My bad. I can feel like I'm bothering someone if I ask too many questions. This is what I want you to do, coding. This is what I want you to do, okay? That is also a program. That is also a program. If you hear me saying something and you know it's making mathematical sense, do not be afraid to ask the question. Because I can hear, listen, I want you to understand this, coding. I can hear when you're asking the right questions. I don't pay attention to people that are asking the wrong questions because I know their purpose. You are asking the right questions. You are. That's why I'm responding. People in debt don't know the difference. I mean, they don't know what I can hear, what I can't hear. Okay. That's a, you know, you're like, oh, I don't want to bug them. I don't want to. No, you're not bugging me at all. I'm helping you. It doesn't bother me to help people. It doesn't. So even if I have student loans and I find an existing laundromat business making profits and get an SBA loan, is that a good plan? So let me tell you what you're doing. You're talking about private and business. Okay, you're mixing the two. You're talking about student loans, which are your personal loans, and then you're talking about a laundromat business. These two don't go together. If you're getting a loan that's going to, obviously you keep saying this, if you know for a fact that the laundromat business is going to make money, of course you go to the laundromat business because it's going to make the money to pay off this stuff. And I'm saying this so you can see the difference between business debt and personal debt. Now, if you said, hey, do you think it's a bad idea to finance a house to get a mortgage while having student loan debt? I would say, yes, that's a very bad idea. But if you're investing in something, a money generating business, which not only helps you, it helps our economy. Because when you create a successful business, guess what you create? You create taxes. That helps us all. That helps us all. And then in the meantime, you pay off your debts with your successful business and you continue to grow. But only if you know for a fact that I would never take out a loan if I didn't know that the business was going to make money. You know, when you hear people, this is the program you also got to let go too. When you hear, oh man, 20% or 50% of first time businesses fail, only for people that believe it's a failure. See, they don't really finish that sentence when you hear that. That's just to scare the people off. But if you consider it's a failure, I guess you did, because those are lessons to me. I don't fail at nothing. Like when I was a network engineer, this is what I love about what I used to do. When I was a network engineer, I had problems all the time in the network. I couldn't just say one day, oh, screw it. It just doesn't work. I just can't do it. I can't do that. I have to figure out why that's doing that. And then once I figure out why it's doing that, guess what happens? It never happens again. Because I already know what caused it. That's the same thing in your life. Nobody comes out the gate with no failures. Nobody does that. It counts on how you look at it. It's a perspective. A failure can be a learning lesson, or failure can say you're going to quit. That decision is up to you. You don't have to do any of it. You don't have to listen to other debt slaves. Hey, well, you know what happened to me, man. I put in all this money. I don't know how you did it. Maybe you were in debt. I have no idea.
All right. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. And yourself, LJ?
Good. Welcome.
I appreciate everything you're doing so far. I've been watching you ever since the Fresh Prince CEO live stream.
Wow.
Yeah, a while ago. And I came in. I was listening
Shout
to
out
it.
To Fresh. Shout out
Fresh. Yeah, shout out Fresh. Mm-hmm. And I was listening because I'm always someone who likes to listen. Like I seek first to understand, just to see what's going on. And you were talking about this, and I'm like, you're not wrong. The calculator's not wrong. And I see people in the comments saying, oh, what, you can't buy a house with no mortgage, you can't do all this and all that, and they're getting all riled up. And I'm like, I think he's onto something. So I checked you out, watched you for like a couple months now, and everything is clear.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Oh, yeah. Yes, okay, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And so right now I'm a part-time software developer. I'm just finishing my degree. It's my last year of college for computer science. I do have student loans debt, so I know I need to pay that off. That's the only debt I have. And so my reasoning with the whole laundromat business is I've done a lot of research on this, and I know that you can't just go in blind. You have to have a plan if I do plan on getting the SBA loan. So I've done a lot of research. I've seen in the state of Pennsylvania, I've seen a lot of laundromats for sale that are selling. My thing is, do you think it's a smart idea to investigate these laundromat businesses, find out how long they've been making money, get documents, official documents they have to show their profit and losses, tax returns, and everything, and if it's a smart idea? What is your thoughts on that?
All right. First of all, are you in any debt?
Yes.
How much debt?
39,665 for student loans.
It's all student loan debt, though,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. That's not really a big deal because you're 23. Okay.
Yeah.
It is, but it isn't, because you got time on your side. Okay. This is what I strongly suggest. Now, I'm going to bring you up to understanding that capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative. I'm going to take out all the complexity out of your research. You go to the laundromats, they look like they're successful. You speak to the owner. You find out if they're in personal debt. Hey, you got a mortgage? Yeah. You don't listen to that person because they're in debt. They can't tell you the answer. You want to go to find a laundromat owner who is not in personal debt.
Okay.
They are obviously doing it correctly, especially if they're successful. Now, these questions, you can't really go directly up to them because they don't think they're weird questions, okay? Because they don't really understand that, right? But if you can get in that close and say, hey, are you a homeowner? You ask different types of questions. Hey, are you a homeowner? You live in the area? They're going to say, yeah. You're going to be like, and then you say something like, ooh, is that mortgage pretty expensive over in that area? If they say yes, don't listen to them because they believe they own a house with a mortgage. But if the person turns to you and say, mortgage? I don't have that. You're all ears. If they're making car payments, you don't listen to them. But if they're not, if they own their house, first of all, right off the bat, if you come across a laundromat owner that owns their personal house, listen to them. Okay, but they can't be in personal debt, giving you advice, because when you're in personal debt, you don't own the business of yourself. That's number one. That's the only way you're going to be successful. You must first own the business of yourself. But you sound like you have a plan that's going to build a business. I'm not sure what making you choose this plan. I'm going to ask you that, but that's going to create income to pay off that student loan debt. And as soon as you pay off that student loan debt, you will now own yourself.
Yes, that is exactly the plan.
Now,
yes.
What's making you choose laundromats? I'm curious. What's making you choose that?
So first it was real estate. That's what I got into watching Fresh's stream, and I was like, oh, he's going to talk about real estate. And I always knew there was an issue with the whole getting debt for real estate. I was like, it hurts the cash flow. And I always hear, oh, you got to get a mortgage, got to do all this stuff. And I just thought it's not really a smart way to get any debt when it comes to real estate. That was just my belief. I thought the Dave Ramsey, just buy them cash. But I thought that's going to take a lot of money to get into. Real estate's not something that's a business. I mean, you have renters and all that, but if I had to choose, I'd rather have like a business with customers coming in and out, providing a service. Renting, like real estate seems like more of like you park a lot of money away. It's slower. It's more like later on and down the line. So I thought if I have a job as a software engineer, take that money, pay off my student loan debt, also use that money after I pay off the student loan debt, get into the laundromat business, do some research on this and see if it's profitable, if it's doing well. Everything I'm seeing is doing good, but I still have this inkling of, well, I don't want to think that it's all green. It's all good. I have to make sure that
those are good questions. That's what I want you to understand. I'm gonna say these little simple sayings. Personal debt, you pay back. Business debt, your customers pay back. So you can understand the difference between business debt and personal debt. That's the real difference, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Personal debt, you pay back. Business debt. Now, I'm not saying do not get a loan. Do not get loans for businesses. I'm not saying that. Business debt is okay, but I want you to understand, like when you hear the word cash flow, those are words. They don't mean anything, okay? Those are buzzwords to sell. All you got to do is say like you got a laundromat loan. Okay, we're going to just say the loan. Okay, this information is for you. Okay, not for on paper in business. You open up the calculator. Say like you're the business loan was for $300,000 and your monthly payment for the business is $5,000. You open up the calculator, you put in 5,000 minus 300,000 equals your cash flow. Like you got a calculator in front of you. I want you to see it.
I get what you're saying. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you say
I get 295,000, it won't be.
When you say I get what you're saying, I want you to understand and say you get what math is saying.
Okay.
So 5,000 minus 300,000 is your cash flow. So does that look like cash flow?
No, it does not look like cash flow to me. No, not at all.
Correct. So what that means is this: you don't actually, in reality, get cash flow until that business is paid off. But but your customers are doing it for you. So say like you get the loan for the business, okay? Any extra money made from the business does not come to you. It goes right back into the business. What this will do is you don't get taxed on the money because it's coming to you. It goes back in the business faster. That's how it's going to pay it off. It's like putting a property inside of a microwave. You just boop, 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 boop. See in 5 years. And then you're going to hear, ding, it's done. It's mine. And you want to do it again? Pull out a loan on that business. There's not a bank that's going to turn you down if you have a paid off business. They're going to be like, hell yeah, we'll do that. Here, take it. Take as much money as you want. Worth the business. And then you do it again. Boop, 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 boop. Leave. All the money, profits go right back into the business. Never come to you. You say
so that's paid off, and then it can come to me.
Taxes are going to help you pay it off. The profits from the people in them or whatever you're going to be doing, it's going to help. None of that money comes to you until you hear the ding. Ding. Do it again. Repeat the process.
That's the part that I have to grasp. I get that because my first thought was, oh, I get the business loan, get the business, it makes money, pay off the debt, but I also can make some money off of it. No, you got to pay off all the business debt so you can own the business. Then you can bring it to yourself personally.
Long as you and also, I'm not saying that the business have to be completely paid off before you move on to the next one. I just want you to be aware of the decision that you're going to be making if you do it. Hey, if I do that, that means I'm really not profiting on my first business or my second business. And I know it's not really profiting for me until those are paid off, right? As long as you're aware of that, because I'm not saying not do it, because you can just do that and let it set it. But I don't want you to start stacking up a whole bunch of businesses and be like,
oh,
I own all these. And you're in debt to all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. In 10 rental properties, you have like mortgages on all 10. Yeah, I get that. That I completely get. Okay, good, it's just the first one. I'm more of like, I start with number one. I got to do it right on number one, or it doesn't matter what I do with number 2, 3, 4, 5.
When you do number one, you will know how to do number two. You will. At your young age too, they're not even going to believe you. Right now, you don't really understand. But you have the advantage. You understand, you're slowly understanding that capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative. You have no idea the advantage you have right now at 23, even if you don't fully understand what I'm saying, you will never hear these words from anybody else on the internet, nobody, on any social media platform, and I'm mathematically correct. That makes me not wrong.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Yeah, the
so
mathematically correct.
When the society starts to confuse you at your young age, because you're the target demographic to create new young debt slaves. You're the target. But when you start hearing things that kind of confuse you, you're like, does that make mathematical sense? No, then it's not true. See ya. They're going to think you're an asshole. Who would he think he is? He think he knows it all. He's only 23. He don't know shit. They're going to be saying all that. You're going to turn to him and say, I'm just using the calculator. I don't think I'm any of that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's just my big thing there. I just wanted to see the thought process on that. Because I'm one to just not. I never want to be arrogant and think, oh, I don't know what he's talking about. I could do this, I could do that, and I always love mentorship. It's what it's got me to where I'm at today, and I think it led me to finding your channel as well. So I'm always open to critiquing because it's my life, and this is the only one you got. You got to do it well. You got to.
I'm gonna break that shyness too. You know how you said earlier, I don't really feel like I want to be asking. I'm gonna break that from you. Once you understand this, your confidence level is going to go through the roof. You're not going to really care about what people think about what you're trying to do. I'm asking questions because I want to know, so I'm going to be asking the questions, period. You see what I'm saying? Your attitude will be like that, and it's not rude. If you came to me with that attitude, and I'm listening to you ask the right question, I'm going to answer them. because I see where you're trying to, you're like, okay, this doesn't make sense, but then I'll just fill in the gaps for you. Boom, 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 boom. And then you just move on and become a multimillionaire. I'll be like, hey, congratulations, Cole. Remember we talked about that back in 2023? Remember I told you he's going to be a multimillionaire? Yeah, see, it's easy. It's not hard.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I didn't want to take too much time, but I appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Anytime. This makes the show. And the younger you are, I'm just, you guys have, when you're 23 like that, you have no idea what that does for me. Because I didn't know anything at 23, but women and cars.
I do have women and cars,
yeah. So you are very welcome, young man. Very welcome.
Thank you.
Where you out of? What state you in? If you don't
Pennsylvania.
Mind. Huh?
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Country land rule. That's just who I am. I like it here.
Hey, and that's what you do. Whatever makes you happy. Good. Congratulations, man.
Yeah. But I'll let you be. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Wow, I love it. Man. I love it. Wow. Absolutely. Hey, Andre, Nick. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. It just, that really just does something for me. It really does. It does something for me. It's just like 23 people out there mentioning SMD. It's happening. I just had to be patient. I had to be ready. I feel like I'm ready. I do. I feel like I'm ready. Okay. Tomas in UK property, 160 pounds is deposit. Deposit is 10%, rates 5, will cost you 900 money for 20 years. Is ridiculous. Well, if you're still here, Tomas, I want you to understand something. When you understand that capitalism is psychological, positive and negative, it really doesn't matter what country you live in or the paper within it. If it's capitalism, it's all the same. We just use green paper here. You guys use multicolored paper there. It really, the paper doesn't matter, really. It's just, if it's a capitalist country, everything's the same, but they have different, they might have a different setup in that country of how they do things, but the basis, do they have taxes? Of course they do. That's the basis of capitalism. Taxes. So the first, that's how it works. Thank you again, sir. Much appreciated. I'm glad you came up. I know I might sound intimidating, but once you understand what I'm doing and teaching, you'll be like, he's not really saying anything. Like a lot of people look at like Dave Ramsey. They're like, oh, he's an a-hole. He's this and that. When I first did it, I was like, he doesn't seem like that to me. He sounds like he's just telling me something direct. Take my baby steps in this calculator and follow it. No, take the calculator and my baby steps and follow my baby steps. There's really nothing else for him to say to me. Oh, okay, well, I guess that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I did. If it wasn't for Mr. Ramsey, my journey would have been much, much harder if it wasn't for him. I knew when I came across Dave Ramsey, he was doing something nobody else was doing. That's how I knew, because he was doing something nobody else was doing. He made it sound so simple. Hey, just pay this off and then you don't have, I was like, damn, is it really that simple? Yeah, then I did it. I was like, it really was that simple. Not paying off the debt, but everything's become simple once you have no debt. Your whole financial personal life becomes simple when you have no debt. Simple. No more due dates to keep track of. No more being scared of your mailbox. Scared of phone calls. That might be a bill collector. What else? Letters in the mail with red stuff on them. Last notice. That doesn't happen anymore. Those days are done. No more being scared of the IRS. Why? Because you're participating correctly. You're paying your taxes. So there's no reason to be scared of them anymore because you're doing your part correctly. All of that is removed. It's gone. Stress-free. The majority of people in debt, did you guys know the majority of your stress in your life is because of your debt? Did you know that? Like probably like 80% of it is stress because of debt. Remove the debt, you remove the stress. It's gone. Once you feel that and understand that, then you'll start to identify everything else that is causing stress in your life. Because once you feel, hey, let's go into it. Once you remove debt, you remove about 80% of your stress. It's going to feel so good. The remaining 20% is going to be your new focus. That's going to be your new focus. Okay, what's causing this last 20%? 9 times out of 10, it's another person, it's people and stuff like that. And then you'll get rid of those people. And then you'll have another 10%. Guess what you know what the hardest part is? The last 10% is going to be you. That's going to be the hardest part. If you thought paying off your debt was hard to remove stress, when you get down to that last little bit, which is only you, that's going to be the hardest part. Maybe you're in a bad relationship. Maybe your mom or your dad are doing something bad to you and they're causing you stress. You're going to eliminate that. And you're not going to care how anybody feels about it either. Because the majority of people that make you believe like that's okay is because they're in it. They've accepted of being stressed by outside sources. They've accepted that. You don't have to choose that. You don't have to choose to be stressed. You can say no. You can say, People that live in it, they'll come to you and say, oh, why are you doing that? You're a bad person. Click. Don't care what you think about me being stress-free, because you're not. Half the people you guys get advice from, they're in debt. They're stressed from being in debt. That's the majority of them. What's up, Nick? Would you say search public records for bankruptcy and lawsuits on the biz too? They could lie about everything. Yep, they could lie about everything. Any questions? If I get out of here, it's been 2.5 hours already. I'm standing up. My legs are getting tired. Any questions? All right. I guess I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. You guys have a wonderful evening. Another successful video review. I should say so myself. It was beautiful. All it takes is one person to make my day. Young man, 23, that can actually hear me. He can actually hear me at 23. You hear me? Andre, Nick, a 23-year-old can hear me. Straight up. There's no stopping. He's on his way. He's already thinking, right, well, what happens if I own my own business? And yep, you're on the right track. That's the only way to become wealthy. You have to own a business. You have to. He hears for sure. Yes, he does. He might even only partially hear what I'm saying, but he gets it. All the pieces will come together like a jigsaw puzzle. It's like, oh, this causes that. That's why that does this, and this does that, and this does that. And you'll see how it all works. Then when you hear things like the American dream, oh, yeah. They're dreaming if they bought a house with a mortgage. Yeah, that's why it's called the American dream. They're dreaming. They don't know they're dreaming. They don't know you can't buy a house with a mortgage. They're dreaming. Get it? They're not lying to debt slaves. They're saying, hey, you want the American dream? You're dreaming if you think you can buy a house with a mortgage. And the debt slave says, okay, then you're dreaming. Congratulations on purchasing the American dream. That's what they bought. I don't mean to laugh at debt slaves, but I was a debt slave. And the reason why I'm laughing because that was me. I remember when I bought my house, my condo, whatever, financed it. I remember when I moved into it, fixed it up, did stuff. I'm like, hey, I'm a homeowner. But I remember deep down inside, something was feeling wrong. You know what it was? When I was a renter, I didn't have $350,000 in debt. When I so-called bought my house, now I was in $350,000 worth of debt. They used the house to buy me. I used to always be like, man, I feel something just doesn't feel right. As I was cutting the grass, fix something, I was like, what is this feeling that I'm supposed to feel that everybody told me that I'm supposed to feel when I get my own house? And it just didn't feel like that. I was like, something's wrong, but I have nobody to ask. Nobody told me that I was now $350,000 worth in debt and I didn't own nothing. I was owned. I went from being a renter that owned myself to becoming a homeowner being owned using the home. That was the feeling. Nobody could tell me. I was on the negative side of the economy. That's all it was. I didn't know that. I did the American dream. Even the word, listen, even the word dream in the statement, that doesn't even wake up the debt slave. They don't even wake up and say, hey, wait a minute. You said dream. Don't you have to be asleep to dream? Yes, debt slave. Yes. What are you going to do about it? Oh, this is equity. I got to get this and that. I do. This is the American. This is how you do. Okay, go back to sleep. Then you come to the positive side. You become a real estate investor or real estate, and you sell the debt slaves their dreams and become successful. Do you know I can help you become the best real estate person in your area? I can make you the best. I will help you no longer be part of the dream. You will do that in reality for yourself, and you make money selling the dream. Whose fault is that I don't care what listen. I don't care what the debt slaves believe. They can believe they bought a house and equity or what. Just sell it to them. That's called business. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, you believe you're a homeowner? They take pictures on their social media with the big paper key and all this other shit. You're like, okay, whatever. They don't know that paper key is their equity in that house. That paper key, that's the only thing you probably own because your name's on it. They don't want that piece of paper no more because your name is on it. They sold you a paper key. And then you get in pictures and the family's in front yard. It's passing that same information down to the children. Now the children believe, hey, this is how we buy a house with mortgages. My mom and dad did it. Okay. Okay. Yes, he can. He can see us. Future millionaire for sure. You see that? You see that, Cody? The people that can see, they can see you. We can see you. These are the people that can see. There's very few of us on the positive side of the economy. Very few. So there needs to be more. Because debt slaves, we can't have you guys running around unattended in the economy. That can't happen. You guys will go wild. You guys don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You don't know your debt slaves. So there must be people that understand how it works so we can make sure we control you. So you don't go wild and do stupid stuff and mess it up. People are like, you know, when you can see everything, people are like, hey, the US dollar it's not going to be the world currency and it's going down in value. As long as we have the biggest military, our dollar will be it. It doesn't matter what somebody else's economy is doing. We have the biggest military. That's period. So we have the best. Our currency is around the world because we said so. That's why. Oh, the stock market and this is doing that. So what that got to do with guns and tanks? It's what that nothing. Absolutely nothing. That seems obvious to me. Hey, we got a big military. Okay, all right. It is what it is. They be going to these. These people be going into so deep. Oh, the dollar's fluctuating. So what? So what? Our military says otherwise. So doesn't mean anything. Listen, I know where I live. I know exactly where I live. Put it this way. When you come, I want you guys to understand something. When you come from the negative side to the positive side, there are a new set of rules. These rules don't have to be laws. They're just understood. They don't even have to be laws, because in order to get here to understand the rules over here, there's a process that you must go through to get here. It's a process. And when you get here, there's a new set of rules, and it says, these are the rules here. Because I didn't create it. Somebody else did. And when you get here, they say, okay, you finally understand, you get it, come over here. Here's the new rules. And we don't have to make them laws. They're just the rules, period. So I come and say, oh, okay, well, these are the rules. Do this, don't do that. Don't cheat on your taxes. Don't do this, and make sure you follow all the, okay, cool, done. And you become wealthy. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Sure don't. Not at all. Everybody knows that. All you got to do is Google it. Who has the biggest military? We do. It's not a secret. Somebody says, hey, we're going to make our currency the biggest world currency. No, you're not. That's like right here. If you say, I'm going to create my own dollar bill, they say, no, you're not. No, you're not. That's against the law. No. Well, I'm going to do it anyway. You're going to prison. That's where they put people that disagree with that. That's not a secret. Any questions before I leave? All right, I'm going to wrap it up then. Thank you, everybody, for participating today. Much appreciated. I'm going to edit this, put all this stuff in there right so everybody can get to it, because I don't know if I'm putting, I think I am. I'll see. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Andre, Nick, all you guys, Robert. Sorry you came in late, Robert. But until next time, see ya.